So this is the last class which will go live on YouTube as well. Yeah. Yeah. How many of you have already pre-read the whole discussion, the later Mughals topic or the unit 1? Did you read the notes? Yeah. Aniket, Sujan, Abhinav. Okay, I think now it's live. Okay, great. Yeah, Nishant, Shubham. How many of you have read the notes? Okay, Sujan, Abhinav. Yeah. Do we have to read compilation notes or your class notes? Those are my class notes. Right, and so just read those compilation notes. Basically made out of the class only. Yeah, not yet. You okay? Okay, let's have a quick poll. Question is, did you pre-read? How many of you actually came after reading? Yes or no? A quick poll coming to your screen. Yes, not yet. Faz, not yet. Sonam, no sir. Sonam, yes sir. Bhagya Lakshmi, no. Mriganka, good afternoon. Nancy, yes. Okay. Okay. So yes, meanwhile we'll start as well. So please answer this. Yeah. So as we have already discussed all this, also I have already pasted on this Telegram channel, I have already pasted a timeline of later Mughals. It's a very well defined timelines, especially because it's a bit, you can say, factual topic. Right, on a very factual topic. So I've aligned the whole discussion of, you can say, later Mughals on that particular timeline. That will be helpful. Right, Anna? So yes, so please go through that timeline. That will be super helpful. You can join this Telegram channel, Abhishek _ PW UPSC wala. Right, Anna? Yes. Okay, read your sites. Okay, okay. Okay, so how much? 52.5%. Okay. Morning batch, this number was somewhere 70%. Okay. Okay, no is somewhere around 40, remaining is no. Okay, great. Okay, so I'll suggest, you know, it will be much better because there will be a lot of facts, you know, in the discussion. If you pre-read, you will have, you can say, an appetite, better appetite for the facts. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's start. So our major focus is today, our major focus is later Mughals. If we understand the whole timeline of the later Mughals, then we can relate the other stories to it, right? And if you know one timeline, if you know that time, suppose if you want to think about an event which happened in past, let's say I say that there is an event which happened in, let's say, 2011, right? Now, or if I say that, you know, I passed out in 2011, so you will relate this, you know, my passing out to your life, that what time, what you were doing in 2011. Is that true, right? Na ki haan, you will relate to your own life. Ki, okay, in 2011 I was doing something like this, right? Maybe I was in school or college or whatever, right? Na, so haan, so you will relate to your own life. So if you have command on one timeline, if you have command on one story, you can relate other stories to it. Right, so that's the idea, that if we create command on one timeline, especially, you know, in the starting of the modern India, we have to establish the characters. Then only we can go for the stories. So initial like 4 or 5 classes will be about establishing the characters, who all are actually playing the game. Right, so right now we are focusing on later Mughals. One of the major, you can say, character of the story, and Mughals were the major characters. So one of the important characters is later Mughals. Also, UPSC had asked, right, in past they have asked, and recently also they do ask a lot of questions from the Indian political structure, right? Not only in prelims examination. For example, this question, ki haan, Shah Alam, this is 2003. Shah Alam, you know, he spent some of the his initial years as an emperor far away from his capital. He was far away from his capital. Why? Right now, so this question came in 2003. Similarly, in 2003, one more question, same again from later Mughals, ki how this Jahandar Shah was removed. And if you see main examination they have asked 2-3 times in the last 12 years. They have asked 2-3 times about the political structure. Like this question in 2017, clarify how mid 18th century India was beset with the specter of fragmented polity. So we need to have clear understanding of the political structure. Yeah, right now, we need to have understanding of the Indian political structure, Indian political scenario. Yes, let me show you one more thing. So if I show you, if you go through the last 12-year questions, you'll realize that the first topic about, our first topic, that is India in 18th century. One question was in 2017, which you just now saw. Clarify how mid 18th century was beset with the specter of a fragmented polity. Right, 12.5 marks. There is similar question, 2014, third battle of Panipat was fought in 1761. Why were there so many empire-shaking battles fought at Panipat? And then in 2022, very recently, they had asked why did the armies of the British East India Company, mostly composed of the Indian soldiers, win consistently against the more numerous and better equipped armies of the then Indian rulers? So we need to have understanding of the Indian rulers. So they are asking such questions, or basically from this topic in prelims examination as well as in mains examination. I cannot take you through all the PYQs. Reason, they have mixed later Mughals with Marathas, with Mysore and all. And since until and unless we study all the characters, we'll not be able to answer. Right, so we'll have to wait for that. So we'll solve the PYQs. We'll go through the PYQs once we have finished the first topic, that is your Indian polity in 18th century. Yeah, so let's come back. So yeah, so right now we are focusing on first season. As I said, this is first season starting from 1707 to 1857. And here, right now we are focusing upon, yesterday we got to know that there is some battle of Plassey in 1757, from where some private companies started to rise. Right, but we don't know how, why. Yeah, so question arises, ki what is the political scenario over here? So that is the house 1 as well, or the group 1, where we'll talk about later Mughals, Marathas. These are two major powers. But along the discussion, we will also find out about some other powers like Bengal, Awadh, Hyderabad. A lot of side stories will also be there, and later on Punjab. So a lot of such small kingdoms will exist, or basically will come out of the Mughal Empire and start to exist in this era, in these 50 years. So these 50 years, these 60 years becomes very important for us. Another character will be house 2, which is private European companies. This is our second topic, private European company. We'll reach this topic later, but let's focus upon the Mughals. Right, so that is the reason I started from medieval India. Yeah, medieval India. So in medieval India, we started from Akbar. Reason, we want to understand that what went wrong. Right, Akbar, when we observe Akbar, we realize that the Mughal Empire was very strong. It was going good. We understood, he has a very aggressive military expansion. Yesterday we were talking about this, that Akbar was more into expansion. He has established a big empire. We were talking about his administration. We were talking about Wazir, Mir Bakshi, two important positions in his administration. Then we discussed Mansabdar and Jagirdars. Right, so he had established a very strong kingdom. Till this point we had discussed. Also we were talking about after Akbar, Jahangir has not contributed much. Yeah, so territory wise it was going good. A lot of contribution from Akbar with respect to territory. Then Jahangir has not contributed much. Shah Jahan also not contributed much with respect to territory. But economy, Shah Jahan actually spent a lot in construction, like Taj Mahal. And because of that, economy start to suffer from the time of Shah Jahan himself. Right now, because of his zeal for construction. So a lot of money was wasted over here. Yes. And now Aurangzeb, though he has inherited a big empire, but he also has inherited a declining economy. Right, that economy is declining over here, and this has somewhere, along with his, poor leadership, this has somewhere defined his leadership, defined his role. So today we'll talk about Aurangzeb as well, and then we'll talk about what happened with the later Mughals, what happened after his death. So from here, modern India will start. But before that, we will understand what empire we are going to inherit into modern India. Are we all aligned till this part, everyone? Yeah, shall we start? Yes, we will study Mughals in medieval, right? And Mughals, Marathas, all this we'll study in medieval. Right now, our focus is not on understanding Mughal Empire. Our focus is that what was the background of the Mughals, right? Ki Akbar created a big empire, a good empire, or basically a strong empire, good or bad. But yes, Aurangzeb, though he will be able to expand, true, he was able to expand, but there are a lot of issues in his empire. This is something we want to understand, and then we can go into modern India. We'll be ready for modern India then. Okay, so Aurangzeb. So we were talking about ki Aurangzeb. Yes, he was able to expand. There were a lot of there are majorly two kingdoms over here. One is Golconda, one is Bijapur. Right, Bijapur, Golconda. He basically expanded, and he will have this part as well. He will defeat Marathas and all, and he will have all this part. This is territorial climax. This is the biggest empire ever under Mughals. True. So he basically achieved territorial climax. But the problem is ki there are a lot of issues with this empire. First of all, now, so as we understand, the Mansabdari. So Mansabdari, we understood that some land has to go as Jagir to Mansabdar. Correct? Mansabdar. And Jagir becomes his Jagir. Hai na? So he becomes a Jagirdar as well. Now he has almost distributed everything. There are very few lands which are left with the center. Everything else is distributed. Yes, everything else is distributed. Right, same in the other part as well. Right, everything else is distributed. Now the fight is that can we afford? Now he has somewhere around 14,500 Mansabdars. Now if he has to give promotion to somebody, from where will he get the land? Now he has reached the territorial climax. There is no more land. If there is land, some land left with center, let's say this land is still with center, now he will have to either distribute this, which he will, but even after distributing this, will he be able to solve the problem of Mansabdari? No. Now Mansabdar, this expenditure is very, very high. So one problem is that this expenditure of Mansabdar is very, very high. Very high expenditure. Can he afford this? No. Now what one game he's playing is that sometimes, suppose there is a Jagirdari, right? This Jagir is of, let's say, 5 lakh rupees. And this Mansabdar is not happy. This M1 is not happy with this Jagir. What he will do, he will tell this M1 that, okay, you want promotion, take another Jagir. Right, and a different Jagir. This Jagir is of 8 lakh. Go and be happy over here. But actually what he did, right, in reality, the real value of this Jagir is not 8 lakh. It is maybe 4 lakh. So this 8 lakh is inflated price. He inflated his Jagirs so as to satisfy M1. Now what is going to happen, right? It seems very innocent. It seems, this is harmless. It's okay. This person will not be able to get 4 lakh rupees extra, right? He will only get 4 lakh rupees. But that is not the case. What is going to happen when M1 reaches over here? Mansabdar reaches in this land. Then his expectation is that he will get 8 lakh rupees. Now what he's going to do? Let's expand this land. In this land, there are a lot of zamindars. Suppose in this area, there is a zamindar Z1. In this area, there is zamindar Z2. So his whole land has a lot of zamindars. Purpose of the zamindar is that zamindar takes some share in the produce. and also may help in revenue collection in his area. Yeah, revenue collection. Now this M1 will ask these zamidar that, sir, zamidar sir, now I need this much amount from this land, which is actually not possible. But I have to get this much amount from this land. So now these zamidar are forced to get this much money, which is actually not possible. This inflated amount, right? Na ki, haan, this 8 lakh, he will try to collect 8 lakh from this area with the help of these zamidars. Now these zamidars know that this much amount cannot be collected, but it is not their problem. What they will do, they will start to exploit the peasants over here, the farmers. Because actual revenue has to be given by the farmer. So now they will be oppressed, yes. A lot of time these peasants will revolt as well, right? They will be like, we can't give this much money, what you are asking is impractical, right? And it is not at all practical. We can't afford, we can't give this much money. But anyway, these zamidars will become, you can say, friend of mansabdar. They will assure him that don't worry sir, we'll figure it out, we'll find this 8 lakh rupees. Now this stress of economy is getting diverted to the jagirs, and this is basically getting diverted to the peasants. Peasants are being oppressed. Also what we understand that locally this mansabdar, right? And locally this mansabdar, now again try understanding this, that there is Aurangzeb and then there are multiple mansabdars under him. M2 and all. Now there are multiple zamidars under him. And under zamidar there are multiple peasants. One thing we got to know, that this whole problem of, you can say, economy is getting transferred to these peasants. These peasants are being oppressed. Second issue is that now these zamidars are hand in hand with the mansabdar. Third problem is mansabdar is becoming very, very powerful. Reason, he has full command in his area. Earlier he was just an employee. Earlier he was only supposed to collect revenue from here. But now he has full power to do whatever he wants. Reason, can Aurangzeb push him? Is it possible for Aurangzeb to ask, sir, why are you doing this? Why are you pushing people to pay you 8 lakh rupees? He is the culprit. He only said that there is a possibility of 8 lakh from this land. Now he can't say anything. So somewhere, because of this, he has transferred the power from him, from the state, to mansabdar. So mansabdar is getting very, very powerful. He is in hand with the zamidars, and together they are exploiting the peasants. So somewhere this whole economy is being stressed because of the policy of Aurangzeb. Did we get this? Yeah. And who is being punished? It is basically the poor peasant. He has to pay for all this. Yeah, great. Okay, so now, one thing we understood, that one thing is economy, and another thing is, this is called as Jagirdari crisis. So this problem of economy, right? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So now, what we are referring to is that yes, one thing is that economy is declining. That is one problem. But that has led to Jagirdari crisis. That has led to shifting allegiance of the zamidars. That has led to mansabdar becoming powerful. Now these mansabdar, these nobles, might not say anything to Aurangzeb. But what if Aurangzeb dies? What if after Aurangzeb will don't you think they will stress their power? They will flex. They will want to show that we are very, very powerful. So somewhere this problem, which might not affect might not affect Aurangzeb, but will definitely affect the future leaders, right? And future rulers. So yes, the one problem he has created is the Jagirdari crisis. Understood? That is one issue. Now another thing what is happening is because somewhere he is facing all these troubles and everything. So when you face decline in economy, when you face so much stress and all, there is a tendency amongst the rulers that they go and take you can say shelter under religion, right na, ki then they want to show that I'm a very religious person, very religious. So at least the religious or the orthodox segment will support ki yes, he's a great king, he is very religious, what a religious Islamic person he is, great. So that is one of the reason that he became a bigoted religious person. His whole policy becomes bigoted, that anything which is not Islamic has to be thrown out. Yeah, for example जो है Mughals court were known for music, were known for patronizing music. He has thrown out all the musicians. Yes, Mughals court was known for paintings, right? There were great painters in the Mughals court, and now this person has thrown out all the painters, right? Washed away all the paintings on the wall and everything. So he didn't want, because Islam does not allow you to create something, right? Now you cannot paint a person, you cannot create a person. So he basically has thrown out all the painters outside the you can say court. Yes. So yes, so that is something he has started to do. Now these religious policy again will affect whom? This will affect again the common man, peasant. So once from one side, this peasant is being oppressed by the mansabdars, right, for the revenue. From the other side he is pushed for the undue, or you can say unnecessary expenses like jizya. Right, Akbar had removed jizya. Now there is jizya, there is pilgrimage tax, and that is the reason one of the rebellion he will face will be by Jat. So Jat is basically a peasant community, right? Now this is a peasant community. They are not at all happy. Jat will be like, we'll have to fight. So Jat state will come out. Yes, so there will be a small Jat state, and they will rebel against जो है Aurangzeb. Another Rajput were okay with the Mughal Empire, or were working with the Mughal Empire for very long, since Akbar's time, and they were very loyal to the Mughal Empire, right? And during Akbar's time, the Rajput Mansabdar have supported Akbar very well, right? Especially Man Singh and all, they had supported Akbar very well. So Rajput Mansabdars were the strength of, right, were the strength of the Mughal Empire. But now, because of this religious policy, where he is focusing on Islam, and that also orthodox view, the Hindu Rajputs, will they be happy with this? No, they are also disgruntled, right? Now they are also not very happy. So somewhere they are also aspiring for freedom. Another event is Sir Guru Tegh Bahadur, Sikh. So Guru Tegh Bahadur, so he's a Sikh Guru. So Guru Tegh Bahadur. So Guru Tegh Bahadur, because of his resistance to the orthodox views or policies of Aurangzeb, Guru Tegh Bahadur was executed in 1675. Again, years are not important. He was executed somewhere around 1670s. So 1675, Guru Tegh Bahadur was executed, and then the command came to Guru Gobind Singh. Guru Gobind Singh created Khalsa, the warrior community, and idea was to resist the Mughal Empire, fight the Mughal Empire. Yes. So another famous revolt, or the most important revolt, significant revolt, is of the Sikhs. Sikhs are also not happy, or in fact very angry with the Mughal Empire, and they are also raising their banner. Yes. So Sikhs is another banner. Yes. And the most important and the most fearful banner is of Marathas. So definitely Aurangzeb could not pacify Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And Shivaji Maharaj created a kingdom out of it. Yes. Yeah. Then Shivaji Maharaj died in 1680. After that, Sambhaji Maharaj. Recently you must have seen Chhawa, right? Sambhaji Maharaj. Yeah. And he was also killed in 1689. And then there is chaos. Right, and this chaos, these Maratha Sardars over here, he could not handle. Aurangzeb could not handle. In fact, after killing Sambhaji Maharaj, he basically captured his son Sahu. So Sahu is son of Sambhaji Maharaj, and he was taken under arrest. Yes, so he was arrested. Aurangzeb view was that Aurangzeb view was कि हाँ Sahu is son of Sambhaji Maharaj. So maybe later on someday if it is required this arrest will help him negotiate. So that was his idea. So Sahu was in jail, Sahu was also under arrest. So yes, the Marathas. So Marathas was another story and the most important story. So now if you realize Aurangzeb internally also he is getting weak, externally also there are a lot of challenges, right? And a Deccan is called Deccan ulcer for him. He was not able to handle this, right? Na? So हाँ, तो Marathas, Rajput, Jat, Sikh, everybody is against him. Yes, everybody is basically raising their banner against him. Did you understand this, everyone? Pilgrimage is Tirth Yatra, right? You go to some religious place and all, that is Tirth Yatra. Yeah, shall we go ahead? So now Aurangzeb died in 1707. Again, let's not dwell into this story, right? Tomorrow we'll be talking about Marathas. So there I try to take up as much as possible, right? Now again, let's focus on the Mughals. Otherwise, we'll digress. This is a story in itself, right? Now, so let's focus on what is going to happen in later Mughals, right? Now we'll come back to it. Tomorrow's topic is Marathas only. Yeah, again, though tomorrow's topic major topic is after 1707, but yes, we'll go through the background story again. Yes, then I'll talk about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, Sambhaji Maharaj and all. So now, so what we understood? We understood that Aurangzeb has Mansabdars. Mansabdars are not at all happy. Right now, there is Jagirdari crisis. There is cartel with allegiance of Zamindars with Mansabdars. And we also understood the situation of peasants. And internally, his bigoted religious views is one of the very important element which led people against him. Yeah. So now he died in 1707. This is start of modern India. Yeah. So now, so yeah, so Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj has two sons, by the way. One is Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj. He died in 1689 and his son Sahu was arrested. Right, his other son Raja Ram. So he will take care for some time till 1700. He will die in 1700 and then Tarabai and Shivaji too will take over. Right, we will come back to this story tomorrow. Let's focus on Mughal Empire. So what we are observing in 1707, right, this is territorial climax. Right now we are discussing territorial climax. But we also understand that this is nothing but house of cards. This is territorial climax. And within 54 years, by 1761, we realize that this whole kingdom has shattered. Right, in just 50 years. So we'll find that Bengal is somewhere independent over here. Yeah, Awadh, independent. Yeah, Rohillas, a separate kingdom. Then Mughals, their authority is limited to this area. That's it. Yeah, limited authority. They can claim, a bigger area. Ki haan, this whole area comes under our claim. But in reality, they have a limited authority. Only this much. Similarly, Rajput will also assert freedom. Jats are anyway over here. Right. Similarly, we'll find Hyderabad in south as a separate kingdom. Yeah. Similarly, Mysore, a separate kingdom. Travancore, a separate kingdom. So by 1761, and the most important player, Marathas. This is all Marathas. So Marathas, we find that they have grown as a very dominant power by 1760, right now, and the other states are not under direct control or very strong control of Mughals. Mughals in his mind might think that India is under their control, but in reality, they don't have a real control over India. Yeah. So now let's come back to the death of. We'll basically gradually build this up, right? And now we are going to study the story of these 50 years only. So now, so our first story is later Mughals, right? India in 18th century. This is something we are trying to understand, right? And so first topic is Just Delhi and nearby area is under their direct control, right? A real control. For the namesake, they say Awadh is also under our control, but not in reality, right? They say Bengal is also under our control, Hyderabad is also under our control, but not in reality. The real control is close to Delhi only. Okay, so okay, so after 1707, yeah. So after 1707, this is the timeline which I'll use for drawing everything, right? But I have shared one telegram on timeline on Telegram which has the details of them, right? Also, it is not necessary to understand ball to ball commentary of this, ki how this will happen, how this will pan out, but rough understanding of things will be good enough. Right, if you roughly understand this, that is good enough. You don't have to have a very strong command, ball to ball thing, who is the son of whom, right? And that is not important, right? And so gradually let's try build up, and it's a bit factual story. So yes, so after the death of Aurangzeb has three sons. One is Muazzam, one is Azam, one is Kambaksh. And there is no policy of succession. Normally what happens, for example, let's say in few Hindu kingdoms, not in all Hindu kingdoms, in Hindu kingdom there is a rule that the eldest son will become the king. Right, that's a progeniture. Ki haan, the eldest son will become the king. That's a said rule, right? And the accepted rule. Not necessarily that it's always followed, but still. But there is no such succession rule in Islam. In Islam, what happens, or in let's say Mongol Empire, or let's say in these Mughal Empire, what happens? The sons, they decide amongst themselves, or sometimes they fight among themselves. They either divide the whole empire amongst themselves, or they fight and kill each other. That is the only way out. So now they will have to, of course, they will have to fight and kill each other. So now the Azam, Kambaksh and Muazzam, they will fight and Muazzam will win. So now we have a king, Muazzam, right? And a Muazzam. So Muazzam is the new king? Yes. Muazzam will come to the throne. Now his father has already ruled for some 49 years. So age of Muazzam is also, you can say, high. He is of some 65 years, already very old, already crossed the retirement age. Right, and he thought that his father will never ever die. Maybe he will never ever become king. But somehow now the day has come that he has become the new king. So he took this title of Bahadur Shah. So Bahadur Shah. So Bahadur Shah is our first king. Yeah. Bahadur Shah. Yeah, Bahadur Shah. So Bahadur Shah at the age of 65, he became king and he was, Muazzam is the Bahadur Shah one. Right, so Bahadur Shah is the new king and since he, you can say, he had given up his hope that, that someday he will become a king because his father was, dying, living for so long and he has ruled for some 49 years. Right, so now he was like, now he has reached nirvana stage, enlightenment stage. He is not expecting anything more in his life. So now, again, look at this map. He also looked at this thing. Right, now he also realized that people are not happy. Yeah, that people are not happy. Aurangzeb is gone. And now it is Bahadur Shah. Bahadur Shah, 1707. So what, as a king, right, who is not interested in, you can say, asserting his power, he is not, one who wants to challenge people, punish people and all. He will basically try to do what? He will try to make friends. He will try to give whatever you need. You want money? Okay, man, take money. Right, so he will try to give money to the nobles. Mansabdar are basically nobles. Yeah. To nobles. So he will try to satisfy nobles with the money. That is one thing. And let's remove this as well. This is understood. Yeah. Another thing is Guru Tegh Bahadur is not there now. It is Guru Gobind Singh. Guru Gobind Singh and his Khalsa. Yeah. So now, so he's of the view that now he has to satisfy everyone. Nobody should revolt against him and everybody should live happily ever after. Right, in the end, Aurangzeb has died. So the day has come. So now he will start to pacify everyone. And he don't care about the kingdom as much. That is the reason he is called as Shah-e-Bekhabar. right? है ना कि शाह बेखबर, कि Raja Sahab does not know anything what is happening in the kingdom, right? He does not care about the administration as such, and that is the reason he is doing all this, distributing money and everything. So he will try to pacify everyone. For example, Hindus were very much, you can say, unhappy. So he will have a very tolerant attitude. Okay, no such regressive policies like his father was having. Plus, he will try to have friendship with everyone. For example, with Sikh. So Guru Gobind Singh has helped him. He has already reached out to Guru Gobind Singh, and Guru Gobind Singh has supported him in his war. So now he had good, you can say, relationship with Guru Gobind Singh, and he even gave him high mansabdari. So Guru Gobind Singh is reconciled, yes. So Guru Gobind Singh got reconciled. One problem was solved for 1 year, right? And unfortunately, Guru Gobind Singh died in 1708, and other leaders were not at all happy with the, other leaders were not at all. Should I go slow? Is it fast? This is a long story, man. Yeah. So Guru Gobind Singh, or should we put this on the timeline? So one thing is Guru Gobind Singh. Okay. So yeah, the Guru Gobind Singh. Yeah. So now, what happened? He gave high mansabdari to Guru Gobind Singh. Somebody is asking me to go faster. Somebody is asking me to slow down. Little fast. Fast or slow, man? This is not a car, man. You drive faster. Can't you drive faster? Okay. Okay. So yeah. So to those who feel that it's bit slow, right? ना जो है bit fast, right? Try to please catch up, right? And it's just a story. Again, we don't have to focus on all the facts, right? Just try to understand the story first, context first. Yeah, things you can add up later, right? Na? Okay. But still, let's have a small poll, right? Na? This is for the sake of my understanding, right? And a speed high, A, okay, B, and slow, right? And this will give me some insights. This is start of the batch, so it is good to have such insights. D is nothing. D is nothing. D is I'm new. I don't know what is happening. Yes. So now what happened? Why he accepted the Mansab? Because he already was friend with Bahadur Shah. He had already supported Bahadur Shah. Accepting Mansab was not like he is becoming employee, right? Na? There is a poll. There is a poll. I hope you understood the question. You want me to increase the speed, that is A. Yeah, if you want me to decrease the speed, that is C. Okay. So 72% of you say ki sir, whatever is there is fine. Right? Na? Go ahead with this one. So I think it's fine. Right now, okay. So please manage. If you expect higher speed, then also, and if you expect lower speed, then also. 7% is asking for higher speed, and 21% over here. Yeah, okay. Okay. So yeah, so 21% slower. Please manage. Right, and figure out. Okay. Though I'll repeat wherever you want. I will repeat. Right, and okay. So let's get back. So now, So yeah, so he accepted the Mansabdari because there is a background to it. He had supported Bahadur Shah, supported Muazzam in his fight. So he was already having a okay relationship with him, and he didn't see, ki haan, we should clash more. So he said ki okay, it's fine. But unfortunately, Gobind Singh died in 1708. So immediately after this, relationship and all, he had died. And after Gobind Singh, this was Banda Bahadur. Banda Bahadur was not at all satisfied. So though Gobind Singh is not there, he is the 10th Guru, he is not there, but the other challenger now is challenging Mughal Empire, that is Banda Bahadur. Banda Bahadur. So the problem is solved? Not at all. Problem is still there. Right? So this problem is not solved. Second, what he tried to do, he will basically form alliance with Jats, and then over here there are Bundelas. That is fine. They will be aligned with him. This is fine. But he will try to control Rajputs, especially Amer and Marwar. Yeah. So he will try to assert control on Amer and Marwar, but he will not be successful. So Amer and Marwar, though he tried, he tried to change the ruler of the Amer, but he was not at all successful. Again, nitty-gritty is not important, who is ruling and all. And most importantly about Marathas. In 1707, Sahu was released. But if Sahu is being released, he should have been supported, right? Now already somebody else is ruling Marathas. Now just releasing Sahu will not solve the problem. So again, initiative is there that at least Sahu is released now after, let's say, 20 years. But Sahu should have been supported. So Sahu was not supported. He was only given some rights, right? Those some rights are called as Sardeshmukhi. That's it. Any army to support? Nothing. Only Sardeshmukhi was given. Chauth was not given. Do you understand this? No, of course not. We don't understand this, right? But just understand that Sahu was not fully supported. Today, just this much help with this much. Ki Sahu was not fully supported. So is this Maratha problem solved? No. Yeah. So Sahu was also not supported. What is Chauth? What is Sardeshmukhi? Will come to definition. Don't worry. Right? But Sahu was also not supported. So again, the problem is not getting sorted. Problems are still there. Rajputs are still disgruntled. Sahu, you have left Sahu, you have released Sahu, but again there are going to be clashes. It is still not stabilized. So he has not stabilized. So as we saw that, this ruler, Marwar had Ajit Singh at that point of time, and Amer has Jai Singh, but that is not something we are interested in. So yes, so Rajput, of course, important rulers, but not important to the story at this point of time. So Marathas. So Marathas, as I said, he was released in 1707. He was granted Sardeshmukhi, but nothing else. Right? He was not supported. He was not, you can say, recognized, and that is the reason Marathas are still dissatisfied. So the first ruler solved anything? No. And he's a very, very old ruler. He also died very soon. Yes, so we already saw this. He also died very, very soon. So this is a small story of Bahadur Shah. Did he contribute anything? Not much. And he died as well. So in 1712, he died. That's the first part. 1712, he died. And one of his sons, Jahandar came to rule. So the next ruler is Jahandar Shah. So he had 4 sons. Jahandar Shah, Rafiuz Shah, Azimus Shah, Jahan Shah. Nothing is important. Right, now Jahandar Shah came to picture. So one of his sons, Jahandar Shah, after defeating other three sons, right, he came to the throne. He was supported by Zulfikar Khan. Now let's stay over here. Let's stop over here and let's understand that now what is going to happen. Okay. Now, till Aurangzeb, Bahadur Shah, it was all fine. But now, what is happening? That these Mansabdar, Irani, they have made their own party. It is more like a political party. Yeah, so there is Irani party. All the Irani nobles, one group. All the Turani party, one group. All the Hindustani party, one group. All Afghanistani party, one group. They found one funda, right, one element of unity amongst them, and that is the reason they have created this power centers. Idea is what? Idea is that the king has four sons. Any king, let's say, have four sons. Now what will happen, that Irani party will say that this is my candidate, I will support him. Another party, let's say Afghani party, will say that this is my candidate, I will support him. Right, Turani party will say that this is my candidate, I will support him. And let's say Hindustani party will support this candidate. Idea is that whosoever wins, right, and suppose this candidate wins, then what will happen? The Irani party will get all the promotion, power and everything. So now these nobles started siding with the weaker prince, or the prince they want to support. And if this prince becomes king, then they will get all the power. So now these nobles, right, now the Mansabdar, the factions, they started to play politics. Yeah. So for example, now there are four sons. Bahadur Shah had four sons. There will be some party who will tell Jahandar that don't worry, we are with you. Some party, some group of nobles will support him. Some group of nobles will support him. Some group of nobles will support him. For example, Jahandar Shah was supported by Irani party, Zulfikar Khan. And now he is in the power. Yes, now he is in the power. So now we have a new person called Jahandar Shah. Hindustani party are basically convert, right? Who got converted in Hindustan only, Hindustani party. So now we have a new person called, so we are talking about this faction, right? So Irani party, Zulfikar Khan. So there is a new ruler now. Now there is a new ruler called Jahandar Shah. But again, he does not seem very relevant. This is just 1 year, 1712 to 1730. So whatever he will try, right? This is not going to help anything. He also tried to pacify everyone, reconcile everyone. But any policy is important? Just one of his policies is important. So now Jahandar Shah and his noble Zulfikar Khan. They will also go for reconciliation. Let's make everybody happy, right? And reconcile everyone. They will try doing that, yes. For example, they will also abolish jizya. We will not be collecting jizya as well. But one problem what they did, one issue they created was, we all understand that economy was in problem. Economy was declining. They were in dire need of money, yes. And to support this, they brought up a new system called as Ijarah system. Ijarah system, what happens in Ijarah system? So, suppose there is a land, yeah. And this land usually has a revenue of, let's say, 2 lakh rupees. But what if you open a tender, right? You open a tender that now we are accepting bidding. Anybody who bids that he will get more than 2 lakh rupees will be given assignment to collect revenue from this area. For example, this is Awadh, and now there is a tender which says that anybody can bid for this, and whosoever will be giving us the highest bid, that I will be able to collect 3 lakh from here. Somebody says I'll be able to collect 5 lakh. Somebody says I'll be able to collect 7 lakh. Whosoever gives the highest bidding will be given the responsibility to collect revenue from Awadh. Is this a good system? This system definitely maximizes the revenue, no doubt. The revenue will increase. If I am bidding that I'll pay 7 lakh, then if I'm not able to collect 7 lakh from here, I'll have to pay by my own pocket. Right, so it's a good system for the sake of revenue maximization. But, do you understand that this 7 lakh, who will have to pay? The peasant. Problem is that this is oppressive. Same as we have seen earlier. Yeah. Now the person who has given a bid of 7 lakh, if this bid is selected, do you think that he will only extract 7 lakh from here? No, he will extract minimum of 10 lakh. 7 lakh to pay 3 lakh profit. Why is he doing this? Right? This is not charity. This is not an NGO. He also needs profit. He will collect some 10 lakh, keep 3 lakh with himself and pay 7 lakh to the state. So for the state view, revenue definitely gets increased, right? But it is a highly oppressive system, right? In a highly oppressive system, peasants will not at all be happy. This is against the peasants. So they brought Ijarah system. So one you can say, one event, one important thing which we need to write with respect to Jahandar Shah is that he brought this Ijarah system. So Bahadur Shah Sahu released, this we had seen. Jahandar Shah plus Zulfikar, one, and jizya they have removed, but they brought this oppressive system of Ijarah system. Ijarah system. Are we all aligned till this part, everyone? Bidding is auction. Yes, it is like auction. So we realized that yes, Irani party Zulfikar is in power, and here we have Jahandar Shah. Yeah, but somewhere somebody was plotting. There is Hindustani party. Now Hindustani party, there are two brothers, Sayyid and Hussain. Basically both are Sayyid. One is Abdullah, another one is Hussain. Now what has happened just now, if you see, we realize that there were four brothers, Jahandar Shah, and there was Azimus Shan, and then there was one Jahan Shah as well. Jahan Shah and one more Rafiu Shan. Yeah. These are all sons of Bahadur Shah. Bahadur Shah was son of Aurangzeb. So now we realize that just now we saw in 1712, Jahandar Shah with the help of Zulfikar Khan became king. Correct? But there was a plot going on. What happened? Son of Azimus Shan, that is Farrukhsiyar. Farrukhsiyar was friend with Hindustani party, Sayyid brothers. So there were two brothers. They were friend with Farrukhsiyar. Farrukhsiyar and the Sayyid brothers knew each other from their childhood. Right? They had a common you can say the dai, right? And the foster mother or the mother who takes care. Jazia is basically, just a second. So in an Islamic rule, right? Suppose there is an Islamic rule. Yeah. And suppose I am there, right? And I am there in this rule. I am a Hindu. Yeah. So if there is non-Muslim person in Islamic rule, they have to pay a tax. Right? And all non-Muslims will have to pay a tax. Right? Because they are not Muslims. This tax is basically for the protection. It is not like Mughals invented this. It was there in Delhi Sultanate. It was there, before that during the reign of Muhammad bin Qasim as well. Yeah. So this tax is something which a non-Muslim has to pay in an Islamic rule for the you can say whatever protection they are having, right? And services they are using. So they have to pay this tax. This tax is called as jizya. Basically, the non-Muslim is called a jimmi. Right? Now, jimmis has to pay jizya. So, jizya. So, this is a tax on the non-Muslims. Yeah. Okay, let's come back. So, now, Yeah. So now there is a plot, right? The Farrukhsiyar and Sayyid brothers are plotting that this Jahandar Shah killed your father Azimus Shan. Let's kill him and take away the kingdom. So Sayyid brothers. So now this is Hindustani party, a new party coming into power. Hindustani party. Yeah, new nobles. So they killed Farrukhsiyar killed Jahandar Shah. They killed Zulfikar Khan. And now we have a new king called Farrukhsiyar, friend of Sayyid brothers. So this is how Farrukhsiyar came to picture. So there's a new king now, Farrukhsiyar. I've made this table as well, the whole family chart, all the love and relationship you'll get to know from here, but it is not required. Right now, but still, because we are in like beginning stage, we just want to understand things. So that is the reason I have plotted. Eventually, it is not like you have to mug up everything, who is brother of whom. So we are talking about that Jahandar Shah was killed by the yeah, son of Azimus Shan, that is Farrukhsiyar. So Farrukhsiyar is the new king now. Yeah. Can we say that they were trying to convert? It was always there, right? I know it's a debate right now, है ना कि हाँ जो है is jizya being used to convert non-Muslims into Muslims? But jizya, first of all, is not a huge tax, right? It is not a tax which is considered as a burden, right? It's more like a cess. For example, you go to restaurant and you pay Swachh Bharat cess, right? Na? Swachh Bharat cess is not meant to deter you from eating in the restaurant. But yes, it's an extra tax, no doubt about that. But that will not stop you from eating in the restaurant. So it is not considered as a tax which is meant for conversion, right? Na? So there are other ways of conversion where the orthodox people or the segment which dealt into religion, they were converting, right? That's a separate thing, but not the jizya thing, right? Jizya is not a big tax, such a tax. For example, in jizya, women were excluded, elders were excluded, children were excluded. It was per capita, per person you have to pay jizya. If you in a family, if you have, let's say, 4 person, right, everybody has to pay jizya. But into 4, jizya into 4 you'll have to pay. But for a woman you won't have to pay. For a children you won't have to pay. And for older generation people you don't have to pay. Only for the young adult, every young adult will have to pay a jizya tax. So if it was meant for such thing, they would have not made such exemptions ki haan, women won't have to pay and all, right? Na? Okay, anyway, let's not go into that debate right now. Let's focus on this. These debates we can have in medieval, from at the point where we will talking about the origin, where we'll discuss how it actually came into picture. Yeah. Why it was abolished? Because it was discriminatory in nature. है ना कि हाँ, it is not about कि it is oppressive in nature. It was abolished because it was discriminatory in nature. कि हाँ, non-Muslim has to pay. Right, that is discriminatory. Anybody who is eating in a restaurant will have to pay that cess. Whatever such cess is there, will have to pay, irrespective of the religion. But if a particular religion has to pay, that becomes discriminatory. So yes, that is the reason it was abolished. कि हाँ, it is discriminatory. We should not have. Okay, chalo. Okay, so we are talking about Farrukhsiyar. So 1713, Farrukhsiyar came to picture with the help of these two brothers. So now we have these two brothers. Yeah, so let's focus on the story. So these two brothers, as Abdullah Khan became Wazir, now these two brothers will be like, bro, we made you the king, right? Now give us power. So now Hindustani party becomes powerful. Abdullah Khan becomes Wazir. Hussain Ali Khan becomes Mir Bakshi. Now they will start taking care of the kingdom. Again, they will ensure that taxes like pilgrimage, jizya, they are not there. Banda Bahadur, who was revolting, Banda Bahadur will be killed now. So one problem, that is Sikh issue, is resolved for some time, right? The Banda Bahadur is also killed at this in the reign of Farrukhsiyar. Yes. So again, if we go back to our, actually it's not required. It's okay. Yeah. So Banda Bahadur, this much we can remember. So now Farrukhsiyar is the new king, and we have Abdullah as Wazir, and we have Hussain as Mir Bakshi. Both the important positions are being held by two brothers. Together now They are ensuring Banda Bahadur was defeated and killed. Jizya, pilgrimage tax, such policies were removed. Yeah, such policies were removed. Jizya and pilgrimage tax. Now, one more event happens over here, which we'll not discuss right now. But British East India Company came to British East India Company came to Farrukhsiyar. Ki, sir, we want some privileges. Please help us, sir. They were begging. Right, the Farrukhsiyar. So they came to Farrukhsiyar, British East India Company. British East India Company. So they came to Farrukhsiyar ki, sir, we need some privileges. We need some tax exemption and all. Right, please help us. Please support us. So Farrukhsiyar gave them a farman. Help them out? Yes. This farman is very, very important. Yes. But right now it is not important. Reason we don't know British East India Company. We'll come back to this farman. Another thing Farrukhsiyar was noticing that somewhere these brothers are becoming very, very powerful and I'm more like a puppet ruler. Right now, not wielding any power. These brothers here doing whatever they want. So now he tried sidelining these two brothers. Now they realized that, we have to be these two brothers. Now they are very, very smart. So first of all, they will form alliance with Rajputs. So Rajputs will support them. Yes. Both the kingdoms, Amir and Marwad. Yeah. Another thing is, then they had alliance with Sahu. Right, Sahu, Chhatrapati Sahu Maharaj now. Right, not Sahu. Sahu will be given Chauth. Last time he was not given. So now Sahu has Chauth, Sahu has Sardesh Mukhi, and Sahu has recognition of Shivaji Maharaj ka Swaraj. Now Sahu has everything, Sahu has everything. And Sahu agrees to, and it is not only Sahu, there is a Peshwa of Sahu. This is tomorrow's topic. So yeah, to Sahu. So Sahu will provide, or basically Peshwa will provide full support to Abdullah and Hussain. They will promise that whenever you need, tell us, we'll give you army. Right? If there is any fight or something, we'll support you. So they have given full support to Abdullah and Hussain. Yes. So Abdullah and Hussain are definitely a power to reckon with. And now Farrukhsiyar realizes that these two brothers are somewhere dominating. I need to kill them. Yeah, so he tried pushing them to Deccan, and there they got this alliance and all. And now these two brothers realized that this Farrukhsiyar is not the right person to be the king. And this is high time that we need to kill Farrukhsiyar. So they killed them. Yes, they killed them. They killed Farrukhsiyar. Right. So now, for the very, very first time, we understood that the sons of the kings are fighting. We understood that these nobles are supporting a particular prince. But for the very, very first time, we realized that these nobles now have started to kill prince. Now the prince is not at all powerful, the king is not at all powerful, and they are the one who are wielding all the power, and they have killed Farrukhsiyar. Now the question arises, who should be the next king? Now they have killed Farrukhsiyar, right? So they will go to the family chart, right, and they'll figure out who is the right person. They will find the weak link. Who are the weak links? So they will be like, these sons of Ravi Shan, Rafiud Dajarat and Rafiud Dola, right, and two innocent chaps. So they will choose them. Yeah. So now they will find these two young princes. One is Rafiud Dajarat, one is Rafiud Dola. So he is the one who ruled for shortest period. Installed in some February 1719, and then by June 6 he was killed. Right, and then Rafiud Dola came into picture. He is opium addict. Right, but he took a great name, said I am like Shah Jahan. Right, again he has his own, you can say, ambitions. Right, so he said, call me Shah Jahan. So he said, okay, we will call you for some time. So he was also removed, maybe killed as well, we don't know. So yeah, तो जो है opium addict. So these two new princes came to picture, Rafiud Dajarat and Rafiud Dola. So after killing Farrukhsiyar, they installed two more princes, or kings basically, Rafiud Dajarat. Some Rafi 1, Rafi 2. Now they are also not on the throne. Yes. Now we are looking for more princes. Right, Naki? Who should be the next king? Again, let's go back to the chart. Now this is over. This is over. What is left? They found that there is Jahan Shah also has one son. That is Muhammad Shah. His name is actually Roshan Akhtar. So next king will be Roshan Akhtar. So now we have Roshan Akhtar. Right here they made a mistake. They brought Roshan Akhtar on the throne. Roshan Akhtar. Roshan Akhtar. So that is the reason that these two brothers are called as king makers. Because they are making kings. Right? First Farrukhsiyar, then Rafi, and then Roshan Akhtar. Roshan Akhtar took the title of Muhammad Shah Rangila. Now here we'll take a pause. Muhammad Shah Rangila. Great person is coming in. We should give some respect to him. So Muhammad Shah Rangila. Right? One of the greatest. Okay. So Muhammad Shah Rangila comes into picture. So let's take a pause over here. So now, till now what we have seen, we started with Bahadur Shah, then we saw Jahandar Shah and Zulfikar Khan, then we saw Farrukhsiyar and Sayyid brothers. Sayyid brothers brought two more, Rafi 1, Rafi 2, and then Sayyid brothers installed Muhammad Shah Rangila. Now if you realize, Muhammad Shah Rangila has a very long reign. In the first part of the story, he is the most important king for us, Muhammad Shah Rangila. Right, starting from 1719 to 1748. Now if he is surviving for so long, yeah, MSR is coming, MSR, we'll call him MSR. So Muhammad Shah Rangila. So if he is surviving for so long, then either he is a great king, right, and or we must understand that this is the weakest spot, right, either of this has to happen. Either he's a great king, right, great, he was able to manage for so long, or either or else you can say that he's useless. So let's find out whether he's useless or a great king. So Muhammad Shah Rangila. Now one thing, if he's surviving for so long, so yeah, quick revision. So we saw Farrukhsiyar coming to picture, right, killing Zulfikar Khan and Jahandar Shah. Then we realized, then we realized that these two brothers became very powerful, killed Banda Bahadur as well. And then Farrukhsiyar Farman is about what he gave to East India Company. We'll study this, but not today. Farrukhsiyar Farman. Then we realized that these Sayyid brothers sided with Rajput and the Marathas. They created this alliance. Even Chudaman Jat also supported them. So these brothers created this alliance and eventually killed Farrukhsiyar. Right, so Farrukhsiyar was killed by Sayyid brothers, and Marathas also will help Sayyid brothers. Right, so they are the kingmakers, yes. Then they brought Rafiud Dajara, then Rafiud Daulah. This we have already seen. And now what we are bringing on the throne is Roshan Akhtar, that is Muhammad Shah, 1719 to 1748. One of the longest reign which we were not expecting. So his real name is Roshan Akhtar, right? Roshan Akhtar. Now why he selected? Because he has all the talent required for the selection, right? All the personality traits he has. He is somebody who loves dance, music, wine, kishmish. Right now, if you see his photo, his portrait is also having kishmish. Right, kishmish is very important for him. He is spending all this time in this only. He does not care about what Sayyid brothers are doing or other nobles are doing or Irani party, Turani party. He simply does not care. Right now, he is only concerned about what all program dances are happening in the court today. Right now, so he is basically of a very loose character, and that is the reason he is called as Rangila. He is Rangila, because he has such a Rangila character. So, Khayal, Kathak, Urdu, so cultural development will happen under his reign, very good, right? But we cannot give credit, credit as a king, a king, which helped the cultural development, but it could not take care of the administration. So he is such a king. He is only and only into culture. He wants only dance and music and all the entertainment and all with wine, etc. One hand he also has hookah, right? The hookah, wine, etc. will actually go on. You can say in the court daily, and these brothers have free hand. So gradually these brothers are controlling everything, and the other nobles, other nobles are somewhere worried, the other houses, right, the other party basically. So other party are basically worried. Other parties are basically worried कि what to do with these brothers. They have already eaten everything. They have already taken all the powers. They are the wazir. They are the Mir Bakshi. So we need to do something now. Now everybody has to gang up. So now the one person who is important over here is Nizamul Mulk. Now Nizamul Mulk. So the other nobles. So the other nobles, for example, Nizamul Mulk. Nizamul Mulk belongs to Turani party. There is one more important person over here is Saadat Khan. Saadat Khan. Saadat Khan. His title is Saadat Khan Burhanul Mulk. Burhan. Let me write very clearly. So now there will be an alliance. Saadat Khan, Burhan ul Mulk and Nizamul Mulk. These are two important leaders. Mulk plus others, and they will form an alliance, right? And somehow convince him that if you will not help us, that then there will be a day when these two brothers will actually kill you, and which is correct, right? They were termed as non-Islamic, they were termed as traitors, the nobles who have killed the kings, who have killed the princes. So they were termed as traitors, non-Islamic, and it is you can say the pretext enough to kill them. So now they started plotting against them. Gradually these two brothers were separated and both were killed. Not immediately, but yes, both were killed. So by 1720, this story got over. And now Roshan Akhtar can enjoy his dance. Yes, he can focus upon, Muhammad Shah Rangila can focus upon his dance. But the problem is, yeah. So this story got over somewhere around 1720. So now the story has Muhammad Shah Rangila or Roshan Akhtar. Roshan plus Nizamul Mulk plus Burhanul Mulk. And this is somewhere around 1720. Now they can actually proceed with their plans, whatever they want to do. Yeah. So Nizamul Mulk basically wanted to become a wazir. But Muhammad Shah Rangila understood that Nizamul Mulk is somebody as intelligent, as capable, as killed Sayyid brothers. Oh, okay, again. This alliance sided with Muhammad Shah Rangila, got the support from Muhammad Shah Rangila. They killed kingmakers. They killed Abdullah and Hussain. They were not worried about him. He cannot do anything. They were worried about them. They are wielding all the powers and they are supposed to be killed. So they were killed. Now they are killed. So 1720 Sayyid brothers are over. Right? So now we don't have Sayyid brothers. Sayyid bro story is gone. Right? It is over. Right now it is them who matter. So Muhammad Shah Rangila somewhere did not trust Nizamul Mulk. So somewhere Muhammad Shah Rangila did not trust Nizamul Mulk. He thought that if I make this person wazir, he will be like Sayyid brothers only, right? Very, very powerful and all. So he first of all avoided this. But somewhere after 2 years, he made Nizamul Mulk as wazir. And Nizamul Mulk was actually a very, very capable person. He wanted to turn it around. He wanted to resolve everything, reconcile, solve everything and all. King was also under his pocket. He could have done a lot of things. But MSR, Muhammad Shah Rangila, did not trust him. So he made plans, make some files, and will go to Muhammad Shah Rangila ki, sir, please sign. I want to do this. I want to do that. Muhammad Shah Rangila will tell him ki, today this dance is very enjoyable. right? It is so entertaining. Can you please excuse me, right? Can we meet tomorrow? Can we have a Zoom call tomorrow, right? He is not interested in actually helping Nizamul Mulk. So Nizamul Mulk, after 1 year, 2 year, he got frustrated. Whenever I take the file, plan, meeting, right, he is like busy with that, with dance, right? And he is not the one, you can say, who can actually fix things. So then he realized, after all this frustration and all, Nizamul Mulk one day told his, you can say, attendants and all, that I am going for hunt. And then he gone out and created his own state, which is Hyderabad. So he carved out his own state, Nizamul Mulk. Yeah. Somebody made Muhammad Shah Rangila understand that, what has happened. Your own Wazir has left Delhi, on the pretext of he is going for hunt, and he has gone and created his own state, Hyderabad. Right, sir, do we need to do something? He asked, should we do something? Right, na? To haan, to jo hai, people told him, you are a king, you must challenge him. We must take Hyderabad back. How can he do this? This is insult to you and all. Take some action. So then he said, okay, if you insist. So by the way, this happened in 1724. So by 1724, within 2-3 years, this Hyderabad got created. So then he sent an army, right? To army to fight Nizamul Mulk. So Nizamul Mulk basically won. He defeated the army as well. And here MSR realized that it is no use fighting Nizamul Mulk. They both reconciled. Nizamul Mulk said ki sir, this is not a free state. This is under you only. I am technically under your kingdom only. Hyderabad is not out of Mughals. But we know that maybe this is not out of Mughals rule, but this state is virtually independent. Yeah. Muhammad Shah Rangila even gave a title to him, Asaf Jah, and said that you will be in charge of this area and all, you take care, right? And I believe you, etc. All these things he will tell him and say ki I give you a title, Asaf Jah. So Asaf Jah title will also be given. This will be called as Asaf Jahiya dynasty, right? So now Hyderabad is out. Hyderabad is virtually independent. Hyderabad king or Nizamul Mulk says ki nahi sir, we are under your control only, under your claim only. But Muhammad Shah Rangila cannot control his own Delhi, right? Na, he can no way control Hyderabad. So Hyderabad is virtually independent. Second problem Muhammad Shah Rangila had was Burhanul Mulk, Sadat Khan Burhanul Mulk. He wanted him to leave and go somewhere and die. We are right. I don't care. Somewhere he has to go. So he gave him an offer, right? First of all, Agra. Sir, Agra has Taj Mahal. Why don't you go and become deputy over there? Why don't you become Nawab over there? Right now, so he gave Agra first. Then Burhanul Mulk didn't go. Then he was given Awadh. And Burhanul Mulk was like, wow, amazing. Right now, so Burhanul Mulk will also move out and will carve out his own state of Awadh. This is also virtually independent. Yes, this is under Sadat Khan Burhanul Mulk. Burhanul Mulk is actually title. Nizamul Mulk is also title only. Right, his real name, by the way, is Mir Kamaruddin. Mir Kamar. Right, Nizamul Mulk title was given by, I guess, Farrukhsiyar. Okay, so Sadat Khan Burhanul Mulk. So now you realize that under Muhammad Shah Rangila, very easily Hyderabad and Awadh are out. Also, when you understand that this Muhammad Shah Rangila can't control Awadh, then how can he control Bengal? So Bengal, Bihar, Orissa are also, on paper, this is still under control of Mughals, but in reality, this is also virtually independent. Yeah. So Bengal, Bihar, Orissa, very, very important province. In fact, the richest province. Bengal is the richest province. This also moved out gradually. And Muhammad Shah Rangila does not even know, right? And he has no idea if Bengal is still under him or not. But gradually he has lost control over Bengal, Bihar, Orissa. Bengal will stop paying any money to Muhammad Shah Rangila. He will not get to know as well, right? So Muhammad Shah Rangila. So Muhammad Shah Rangila is gradually losing control. Yes, he is gradually losing control. And at one point of time, we also realize in 1737. So now, meanwhile, in the same time, Marathas. So Marathas at that time also had Bajirao. Bajirao, you know, Bajirao, Mastani wale Bajirao. Right, Bajirao. So from 1720 to 1740, in the same era, we have Bajirao. And in the same era, Bajirao is expanding, attacking. Right? And he even raided Delhi. With some 500 soldiers, he had raided Delhi. So now you understand that Muhammad Shah Rangila is so weak that some 500 soldiers can raid Delhi and he could not do anything. Right? Though Bajirao will not stay, he will basically move out. But still, Bajirao raided Delhi and Muhammad Shah Rangila could not do anything. So gradually he has lost control of everything. His real control is somewhere limited to this area. He is Peshwa. Bajirao is Peshwa. What is Peshwa? Tomorrow's topic. Tomorrow we'll talk about Peshwas. Right, one story at a time. We'll understand one story, then we'll add other story to it gradually. Awadh is important. Awadh is important because it is a very fertile area. Right, Awadh, Bengal, Bihar, these are very, very fertile area. Because the whole revenue is dependent upon agriculture. Right, so wherever there is a fertile area, that becomes a high revenue state. Yeah, are you aligned to this part, everyone? Shall we go ahead? Yes, so under him, the fragmentation which we were looking for, right, started to happen. Yes. There is a warrior in Marathas, that is Bajirao. For today, let's keep it like that. Right, there is a Peshwa, there is a, you can say, prime minister, right, and a great warrior, Bajirao. He is the one who is expanding. Tomorrow we'll go to their camp and we'll realize how this is happening. Yeah, okay. So we were talking about killing of Sayyid brothers, right? We killed Sayyid brothers. We were talking about Nizamul Mulk, right? If you have seen Bajirao, he's the one, Nizamul Mulk, Raza Murad. Right, so yes, so Nizamul Mulk. So we realized that they had managed to kill them, right? In 1720 and then 1722, they were managed to kill them. After killing them, right, this Rangila, the real picture of the Rangila came to scene. He's the most pleasure-loving person, loose moral person, and also now we know. So after this person, right, the Nizamul Mulk could not get the support, and then he created Hyderabad in 1724. Yes, so that's how this Nizam territory, came into picture. He created Hyderabad, right, and also Sadat Khan carved out state of Awadh. Yes, Murshid Quli Khan. So in Bengal, the Nawab is Murshid Quli Khan. Murshid Quli. Again, name is not important today. We'll come to Bengal, right? Bengal is Bengal. Okay. So Sadat Khan, Burhanul Mulk, and Murshid Quli Khan. And Bajirao also raided. This shows that, this empire is already weak. Right, So now we realize that now this is a broken kingdom now. Yes, this is a broken kingdom where we can clearly see that Bengal, Bihar, Orissa, king does not have proper control on it. Awadh he has already, you can say, given as Suba, ki you go and manage. He believes it is still under him. Plus Mughal authority, yes, Mughal authority is over here. There is one small kingdom called Rohilkhand. Right, Rohilkhand. So Rohilla Sardar, these are basically Afghans, and they come and they came in the reign of Aurangzeb. Right, Aurangzeb basically, instated these, Rohilla Sardars over there, and gradually they have control of the Rohilla areas. Plus, similarly, Jat, there is a small Jat area near Agra. Rajput, as I said, ki haan, now it will be tough to control Rajput as well. Yes. We also saw Hyderabad. So some fragmentation we can already observe. Meanwhile, there is another story developing, which is story of Nadir Shah. So in Persia, Iran, or you can say Iraq, in Persia we have a king called Nadir Shah. Nadir Shah. Now, Nadir Shah is a very, this Persian kingdom is a very, very weak kingdom, or you can say very poor kingdom. And they were in dire need of money. They wanted money. They were looking for money. So now what they did, they decided to, invade India and get some money. But they were very much scared about Mughals. That they were scared of Mughals. They have heard some stories that, the Mughal emperor came to Afghanistan, attacked Balkh and all, and they kill like anything, very, very strong. They have control over, the whole India. Right? That is something, that is the story they were told. So Nadir Shah was very much scared, and gradually he made his way towards India. Right? Now he was very, you can say, scared of coming to India. So somehow he managed to come in, and he reached. So now this is Delhi, let's say, and from this side, Nadir Shah's army is coming. Nadir Shah, and here we have Muhammad Shah Rangila. Muhammad Shah Rangila. Now Muhammad Shah Rangila immediately asked help from Awadh, right? Now Sadat Khan. Sadat, and also asked help from Hyderabad. Nizamul Mulk. And they both agreed. They both came. So his army and his army together. They met Nadir Shah at Karnal. This is 1739 Battle of Karnal. So they met Nadir Shah at Karnal, 1739. Yeah. So Battle of Karnal. So Battle of Karnal, they defeated this army. He won. Nadir Shah won. And this was very, very surprising for Nadir Shah himself, who he could not believe that he could defeat the armies of Hyderabad, Sadat Khan Burhanul Mulk, and Muhammad Shah Rangila. He basically defeated Mughals, right? And he was like maybe this is a dream. This is maybe not true, right? And somebody pinch me, and that type of stage he was. So yes, so now he has Nizamul Mulk, you can say under chains, and Sadat Khan Burhanul Mulk also, and he was surprised, and then he asked Nizamul Mulk to come and meet him. So he met Nizamul Mulk, and then he asked, Nizam, you're such a great warrior, and you are such a great warrior, and still you lost, right? And how could Mughals lose? How is that a possibility? So Nizamul Mulk told him that, sir, you don't know about Muhammad Shah Rangila. Muhammad Shah is Rangila. So he basically explained the whole Rangila concept to him, what type of person he is, and then you can understand what type of leadership is that, and then you can understand how much motivated this army is, and it was easily defeated by you. So Nadir Shah was like, yeah, so sounds correct. Then he asked Sadat Khan. Sadat Khan was like, sir, I must tell you that this army is so weak that you should not stay over here. Right, you should go and attack Delhi. Here you are asking for, let's say, 2 CR money. If you go to Delhi, you will get 20 CR. Again, example, you will get 20 CR. You should definitely invade Delhi. So he basically spilled the beans. He told everything that he is so weak, nobody will defend, go and attack Delhi. And Nadir Shah, who had basically attacked Karnal, who was happy with some 2 CR money, now he decided to invade Delhi. So he raided Delhi, he attacked Delhi. And then there was loot. Right, so he plundered Delhi basically. He took whatever money possible. Yes, he got some 70 CR. And even Sadat Khan was forced to give a lot of money. Yes. And Sadat Khan felt so bad that this was a terrible mistake he did. He felt so bad that he committed suicide. And he got some 70 CR, right? Instead, he got some 70 CR. Muhammad Shah Rangila was imprisoned for some time. Meanwhile, Nadir Shah became king of Delhi for some 30, 40, 50 days actually. Right? So he became emperor of Delhi while he stayed in Delhi. And he looted Delhi. He took everything, Kohinoor diamond, to Takhte Firoza, so many things. And he took it back, everything he has taken back. So Nadir Shah, so this invasion basically shows that it is not like we are assuming that Mughal Empire is weak. This invasion has actually, exposed the Mughal Empire. That Mughal Empire is no more powerful. It does not have any strength, does not have any substance. It can so easily be invaded. Delhi can be plundered. Muhammad Shah Rangila can be kept inside the jail. Nothing will happen to you. The Nadir Shah invasion was a shock to the Mughal Empire. Right now, it has totally exposed everything. Right now, there is no doubt that this empire has lost everything. Yeah. So we are talking about Battle of Karnal. Right, Nadir Shah invaded in 1739. All three together, or basically he is of no use. They tried stopping him, Shadat Khan and Nizam al-Mulk, but could not stop Nadir Shah. So Nadir Shah won in this battle, and then he decided to raid Delhi. So he had raided Delhi as well. Yes, Muhammad Shah was taken prisoner. Kohinoor diamond, Peacock throne, some 70 CR. The numbers and all are not important, but yes, a lot of money he had collected. He had plundered Delhi and got so much money. Right, so yes, so now anyway, the Mughal economy was declining. Right, now we understood that Mughal economy was declining, and this was a serious blow to the economy of the Mughal Empire, prestige of the Mughal Empire. Right, so now it is totally exposed, economically, politically, financially, everything is exposed now. And Muhammad Shah Rangila is of course back on the throne. So let's go back to the timeline. Yeah. So we started with Bahadur Shah, then we saw Jahandar and Zulfikar Khan, right? Then we saw Farrukhsiyar and Sayyid brothers. We saw Sayyid brothers placing Farrukhsiyar, Rafiuddaulah, Rafiud Dajarat on the throne. Then they placed Muhammad Shah Rangila, and then we realized that now the empire has began to break. Right? We realized that Hyderabad, Awadh, Mughals, Marathas attacking, Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. Yeah, they are virtually independent. Yes. Also, we realized that we faced a very, very challenging battle, which is in 1739, Battle of Karnal. Yeah. Are we all aligned till this part, everyone? See, these princes, right? These princes, problem is that these princes are all very, very weak rulers. Very, very weak rulers. There is no leadership in them. Right now, even if they get the throne, they don't try to, capture power, take control of the administration, fix the economy. This guy, Muhammad Shah Rangila, from 1790 to 1748, this is 30 years, right? 30 years. He had this opportunity, right? And a huge opportunity to manage things, fix everything, fix all the loopholes and all. Yeah, fix all the loopholes, but he could not. Right, and that has led to, that territorial climax which I had seen earlier in 1707. Right, and this Muhammad Shah Rangila let everything pass through his hand. Right, and so that is something we saw that because of the weak leadership of the later Mughals, right, and that is the reason they are called as later Mughals, Farzi Mughals. Right, and the later Mughals, and Mughals which came after main Mughals, the later Mughals. So beat Bahadur Shah, beat Farrukhsiyar, beat Jahandar Shah, Muhammad, everyone, right? Bahadur Shah is also, also not a very strong ruler. And after that, everybody, Jahandar Shah, coming to throne with the help of Zulfikar, Farrukhsiyar giving power to Sayyid brothers and all, Sayyid brothers dominating the picture. The problem is in this line, right? Now these leaders, there are no strong leaders, not a single one. Not a single leader is strong enough, is as strong or capable leader as the earlier Mughals. Understood? Yeah, maybe if he had used Nizamul Mulk, he could have fixed, right? And he could have fixed things, but no. Shall we go ahead, everyone? Okay, again, as I said, key, this is going to be a factual journey. And initially, when you start a web series, most of the time you'll find that initially there is a character development. First of all, we develop characters, and then there is action. Right, na? So initially there is character development, web series starts slow. Right, na? You need to understand who is who. So this is that part of the story where we have to establish who is who. We are establishing season 1 Indian rulers. We are trying to understand who all are the characters. Without understanding characters, we can't play the game. Right, Anna? So we have to know them, yes. But do we have to do research in them? No, it is not required to do research and figure out Muhammad Rangila policies, whatever he did, etc. No, that research is not important. The macro level understanding of them is good enough. Also, UPSC will not ask some, you can say not so important leaders, not so important names. They will ask people like Muhammad Shah Rangila, Shah Alam, right? Like the MCQ we saw, right? That was Shah Alam. And such MCQ they will ask, such questions they will ask. In main examination, they will not ask about anyone. They will ask about the macro view, the analytics, how this has happened, what was the weakness of the Mughal Empire, something like that they will ask. Not they will ask not like create the character of Muhammad Shah Rangila. So in main examination, such facts are useless. They will not help you. Right now, in prelims examination, this can come. Also, this also helps us understand the emotion or the actual moment, how this was happening. Yeah. Okay, so now the Muhammad Shah Rangila. Now, before we come back to the Muhammad Shah Rangila and who came further, one more thing I would like to introduce is that we saw that effectively they have this kingdom. And we also saw that Nadir Shah from here, Nadir, Nadir invaded. This we saw. Now there is a general of Nadir who is Ahmad Shah. General of Nadir. Nadir was killed by some rebels. And Ahmad Shah Abdali. Ahmad Shah Abdali created a kingdom in Afghanistan. So now we have a dangerous, now we have a dangerous neighbor called Ahmad Shah Abdali. He's general of Nadir Shah. He already understands the weakness of Mughal Empire. So whenever he needs money, suppose there is a maid in your house, right? And suppose maid of Ahmad Shabdali asks for the monthly payment. He will say, just wait. He will go, he will raid Delhi, come back, say, take 5,000 rupees. Rather something like that. Whenever he needs money, he will come, invade Delhi, go back. Come, invade Delhi, go back. Come, invade Delhi, go back. He had raided at least 8 times. Yeah, so now this is daily affair. Almost after every 2-3 years, it's more like El Nino. Right now, after every 2-3 years, Ahmad Shabdali does come. He will invade, he will take money, he will go back. Right, so this keeps on happening. This is something which will keep on happening. So Ahmad Shah Abdali became the new name. After Nadir Shah, right now after Nadir Shah, between 1748 to 1767, that is 1748 is end of Muhammad Shah Rangila. So after Muhammad Shah Rangila, in the next 20 years, he had invaded for some 8 times, right? So yes, multiple invasion, yes. So yeah, so he keeps on invading. In fact, at one point of time in 1750s, the king of or the Mughal emperor will be like, sir, please don't invade. Take Punjab from us. Right, so ceded Punjab as well. Sir, take Punjab, take this area forever. It is yours now. Right, collect revenue, whatever you want to do. So Punjab should be under your control. Yes, Ahmad Shabdali. Ahmad Shabdali, by the way, there is a movie Panipat. So Sanjay Dutt played the role of Ahmad Shabdali. Yeah, again in 1757, he is attacking and he is recognizing who should be the king. Right now, who should be the Mughal emperor? He said, ki, ha, Alamgir, okay, Alamgir, you become the Mughal emperor. He will appoint his own person, Najib-ud-Dawla. We'll come back to this. Najib-ud-Dawla, ki, ha, my own agent should become Mir Bakshi of the empire. So he is also controlling the empire. He is taking away the territory. He is basically recognizing the Mughal emperor. He is basically appointing Mir Bakshi, ki, ha, Najib-ud-Dawla is my agent, like that. So, Nadir Shah has died. Yes, correct. So Nadir Shah has died, and after that, Ahmad Shah Abdali has created a kingdom in Afghanistan, and now he is invading. He keeps on invading. He will keep on invading, and somewhere in 1761, he will be facing Marathas, and that is Battle of Panipat. So yeah, so that is third Battle of Panipat, 1761. That is Abdali versus Marathas. So yeah, so let's get back to our story. So after Muhammad Shah Rangila, what happened? Yeah. So Muhammad Shah Rangila. So now Muhammad Shah, after the death of Muhammad Shah Rangila, as we know, Muhammad Shah Rangila was so much into dance. So he married one of the dancer. Right now, one of the dancer. That dancer is Udham Bai. Right now, Udham Bai. So Udham Bai was a very good dancer. He is very fond of her, and he eventually married, and he had a son from this dancer. His name is Ahmad Shah Bahadur. Ahmad Shah Bahadur. So after Muhammad Shah Rangila, Ahmad Shah Bahadur came into picture. Weak ruler, very weak ruler, and more than required. So very weak ruler. He is so weak ruler that he will give up the kingdom. He will give the kingdom to his mother. That I think my mother is stronger. My mother can take care of this kingdom. Her mother was a great dancer, but not a good administrator, of course. So she became some Qibla Alam, ki ha, called me Qibla Alam. Right now, I will manage the kingdom. So somehow they are taking care of the kingdom. Anything we can expect from here? Nothing. Ahmad Shah Bahadur, son of a dancer becoming an administrator. Right now, what can we expect from here? Nothing can be expected out of this. So from 1748 to 1754, next 6 years, we realize that it is Ahmad Shah Bahadur and his mother Udham Bai. Right now, they are basically managing kingdom. Yes, and Ahmad Shah Abdali from the top, from Afghanistan, he had started invading. Yeah, so he keeps on invading. So his invasions are on. And because of these invasions, one day, right in 1752, this Ahmad Shah Bahadur, son of Udham Bai, will actually request Ahmad Shah Abdali, ki sir, can you please take away Punjab and Multan from us? Plus, do not invade us, right? Please do not invade us. So now, he has to request Abdali, ki sir, can you please take Punjab and Multan as gift? Acha, by the way, there are two Ahmad Shah. One is, again, come back to the timeline. One is Ahmad Shah Bahadur, son of Muhammad Shah Rangila. One is Ahmad Shah Abdali, जो है noble of or basically general of Nadir Shah. There are two Ahmad Shah. Don't get confused, please. Right? Yes, and a bit factual story, but once you go through it, it's very easy. Right? Very easy. And that is the reason we made timelines, so that things are segregated. We can clearly see who is facing what. Right? So Ahmad Shah Bahadur. So we realize that Ahmad Shah Bahadur is son of a dancer, Udham Bai. Right, we can't expect any administration out of this. Ahmad Shah Bahadur, because of these invasions, he's so scared. He offered ki sir, please take Punjab from us. Multan at some point of time was said ki Multan is city of gold. So Multan was also given ki sir, you keep Punjab and Multan. Right, unnecessary, you have to come down, right, come to Delhi, meet us, beat us, right, so let's not do that. It's better, sir, you take Punjab, Multan, whatever revenues there in Punjab and Multan, it is all yours. Punjab is yours now. So Punjab came under the control of Afghanistan. Yeah, so Ahmad Shah Bahadur. So Ahmad Shah Bahadur ceded away everything. Now there is a person called Imadul Mulk. This is another notorious person, Imadul Mulk. Imad. So Imadul Mulk is basically grandson of Nizamul Mulk. And Nizamul Mulk had a dream that he will become, Wazir and will fix something. Imadul Mulk by force, right, using his power of other nobles and all, Imadul Mulk became Wazir. Right, it is not Ahmad Shah Bahadur who is basically appointing Imadul Mulk, using the other sources, other noble powers and all. Now he is a new Wazir. So Imadul Mulk became Wazir. So internally, Ahmad Shah Bahadur is worried about Imadul Mulk. Externally, he is worried about Ahmad Shah Abdali. Right? And always he is worried only. He is not as his father, busy in dance. Right? He is worried, busy, जो है worrying. है ना? He is always worried. So yeah, so this Imadul Mulk took care of him. Right? He said that you don't have to worry this much, man. You are my friend. Let me kill you. Let me blind you. So he blinded him and removed him. So now this is the new kingmaker, Imadul Mulk. He blinded the king and relieved him of his duties. He said, now from now onwards you don't have to worry. I am the new wazir. I'll bring someone else. Right, so so this was removed. This was removed like this. Right, this is treachery. Ki now he has removed the king and now he is looking for the new king. Now he will find a new king called Alamgir II. Right, from somewhere, from some corner he has picked Alamgir II. Let me tell you, let's go back to the family chart. We have to find out who is Alamgir II. Though UPSC will not ask, but we are curious ki from where he got this person Alamgir II. So Muhammad Shah was actually son of Jahan Shah. This we saw. His son is Ahmad Shah Bahadur. We saw. Now come back to the chain of Jahandar Shah, right? Which we had left long ago. So this is new chain now. Jahandar Shah, Alamgir II. Alamgir II is technically son of Jahandar Shah. He was in jail for these many years. Right, and for so long he was in jail. Now he has this opportunity. Right, and this, by God's grace or by the grace of Imadul Mulk, he is the new king now. He is the new king. So now he will appoint Alamgir II as the new king in 1754. So now we have a new king, Alamgir II. Yeah, Alamgir II. So Alamgir II. So somewhere from some jail he has brought this Alamgir II out. He, sir, you are in jail for last, let's say 20-30 years, right? And I don't know what will happen to you. So it is better you become king. So now he is the new emperor. Alamgir II is the new emperor. Now this Alamgir II is under the mercy of Imadul Mulk. Are you all aligned till this part, everyone? Yeah. Let's pick each character slowly. So Imadul Mulk somewhere found this person, Alamgir II. So from 1754 to 1759, we have Alamgir II. Yeah. Now Abdali, as usual, Abdali needed some money, right? Some 5,000, 10,000 rupees were required. So he came back, attacked, and he imprisoned Alamgir II. Alamgir II felt home, right? He was in prison for so long. So he felt home. Okay, so finally I'm back in prison. Great. Right. Also, Abdali did some matrimonial relationship as well. There were some princes and all he married. And he was like, now this is more like, my in-laws' house. I should not be doing this. He's more like, my brother-in-law. I should bring him out. So he was reinstated and recognized. But here he also realized that I need some control on this. So what he did, he placed Najibud-Dawla. He was a Rohilla Sardar from Rohilkhand. Right, so he placed one person under Alamgir II, Najibud-Dawla. He is a Rohilla Sardar, Rohilla. Who placed this? This Abdali is doing it. Let us write it on the top. Abdali placed Najib. This is new Mir Bakshi, right? This is Mir Bakshi. So he plays Najib ki he is my agent. He will ensure that everything is happening as per my wishes. Alamgir II is safe. Alamgir II, I recognize this person as a king. It is fine. Who is Wazir? Wazir is Imadul Mulk. He continues. So the Wazir is Imadul Mulk and Alamgir is your new king. Najib's role. Yes, Najib, we'll talk about this. Role of Imadul Mulk. Imadul Mulk is Wazir. He is basically controlling the administration and he killed the last, blinded the last king and deposed. Right, now meanwhile, one thing we didn't mention, right, one more angle. Meanwhile, this Ahmad Shah Bahadur, right, let's come back to Ahmad Shah Bahadur. Ahmad Shah Bahadur did one treaty with Marathas, where he said that, whenever I need protection, you should come. Or in return, I will give you some revenue and all. So he had a treaty with Marathas. So technically Mughal Empire had some treaty with Marathas as well for the sake of protection. So one side treaty also exists. Now let's come back to Alamgir II. So Alamgir II. So Alamgir II we saw कि हाँ this जो है Ahmad Shah Abdali thing happened, and then Wazir Imadul Mulk, right ना, he found कि this Alamgir II, now brother-in-law of Abdali or some relative of Abdali, right, does not suit the purpose. It is better to relieve him as well. So he killed him. He killed what? He killed Alamgir II. So this Imad is very notorious person, right? A very notorious person. He first of all blinded Ahmad Shah Bahadur, killed Alamgir. Then he has again gone somewhere and brought Shah Jahan III, right? So now we have a new king called Shah Jahan III, right? Again, from where he has come, it is tough to say, right? Shah Jahan III, right? And we don't know from where he's finding all this. So Shah Jahan III, we can't find Shah Jahan III. Shah Jahan III is somewhere Aurangzeb, one of the son, Kam Baksh, his son Shah Jahan III. Right? We don't know from where he brought this, but he brought Shah Jahan III. Right? People are like, man, you are great. Right? So Shah Jahan III is a new thing, new king. Now he is a new king. We don't have to remember all this, by the way, ki, whose son and all. This is just for our clarity ki where he is getting person. So he brought this person as well. But Marathas intervened. Other nobles intervened. कि इमादुल मुल्क कुछ ज़्यादा हो रहा है. इमादुल मुल्क, you can't do this, man. So he was removed. He not killed, removed. So he was removed very soon. And now we have again a new king called Shah Alam II. So this is like, very quick succession. Very quick succession. We have Shah Alam II as well. So now there is a new king, Shah Alam II. Now we'll pause. Again. So if you realize, after Muhammad Shah Rangila, we have discussed only two kings, Ahmad Shah Bahadur, Alamgir II, and third one is Shah Jahan III. Right? Technically three things. So three kings only. And now we have Shah Alam II. Shah Alam II will give us relief. Reason, it's a long reign. Right now we are looking for long reign, 1759 to 1760 to 1806. This is like some 46 years, right? Very long reign. Yes. Long reign means either he's so bad, right now, or he's so good. Good he can't be, right now. So definitely he is also one of the weak ruler. So now let's talk about Shah Alam. So Shah Alam, by the way, we are curious to know who is Shah Alam, right? Shah Alam. So Shah Alam is, again, we are back in the same line, right? We have a new king called Shah Alam II. Right now, after Alamgir, he was there, and then Shah Alam II. So in the male line only, Shah Alam II. So a new king, Shah Alam II. Yeah. Shah Alam II real name is Mir Gauhar, and he wants to live. He desperately wants to live. Right? He's the one who wishes not to die, and he is scared of Imadul Mulk. He's scared of an Imadul Mulk like anything. He can't even listen to the name of Imadul Mulk. Nobody should take the name of Imadul Mulk in front of him. So Shah Alam is very smart, very smart. So he understands that Imadul Mulk will one day either blind him or kill him. Yeah, Imadul Mulk. So what he did, he said, Shah Alam, he said it is better to be fugitive. He will run away. He is the king who will run away to the other kingdoms. He will go to Awadh maybe. Stay there. Nobody should get to know. It's a secret. Nobody should get to know where is Shah Alam. So now we have an emperor who is now fleeing. Right now, who is not inside the kingdom because he is scared of his own wazir. That his own wazir is so notorious, he might kill this person. So Shah Alam II is basically running away. Yeah. Meanwhile, what has happened? Ki he is running away. This is 1760. After 1760 somewhere, he will keep on running for, let's say, 12 years. Yeah, he's called as fugitive. Ki Bhagoda king hai, Bhagoda. So he will keep on running for 12 years. The fugitive. Now, before we talk about what happened after that, let's talk about here. So now, in the kingdom, what is happening? In the kingdom, whosoever is the emperor, we realize there is Imad as Wazir and Najib as Mir Bakshi. Emperor himself has fled later. That's a different thing. Now, what will happen? The Marathas had a treaty that they will protect the king. And since this Najibud-Dawla is appointed by somebody else, they will intervene. They will intervene and will throw away Najibud-Dawla. Najibud-Dawla was thrown out. Plus, Marathas will also get some territory over here to collect revenue, and in Agra as well. So now that's how Maratha actually came in contact with the Abdali, Ahmad Shah Abdali. Ahmad Shah Abdali. So they came in contact with the Abdali. We'll get into nitty gritty, but not today. But here, just try understanding that this Najibud-Dawla will actually run and go to Abdali. That these Marathas has actually, disrespected you. He has thrown me out. I was your agent and all. Do something. I will give you money and all. And that is the reason ki Abdali invaded. And Marathas are bound to respond, because they were under treaty कि हाँ जो है they will respond. So Marathas were bound to respond. So Abdali invaded, and Abdali will be supported by Najibud-Dawla. That means कि Rohillas. Abdali will be supported by Awadh. So this grand alliance over here plus Abdali will lead to this battle of Panipat 1761. And in this battle, Marathas were defeated. This was a shock for Maratha. Till this point, Marathas were doing great, right? It looked like while this the Mughal Empire was crumbling, Marathas will take over. So this looked like at one side, Mughals are declining. On the other hand, Marathas were rising. So it looked like that Marathas will take over. Marathas will be the new ruler of India. It was looking like that. But because of this battle of Panipat 1761, this dream shattered. Right now, they lost almost everything, financially, prestige-wise, everything they had lost. And from here, this dream of Maratha, you can say Hindu Padshahi or Atak to Katak kingdom, we will lose this. We'll get back to this story tomorrow. But again, let's get back. So one major event in this timeline is 1761 Battle of Panipat. Another major event is, so yes, he is fugitive. Another major event we'll study is Battle of Buxar. Again Shah Alam. And then he will be fugitive for 12 years. We'll get to know that. For 12 years, he was away from Delhi. And then after 1806, it is Akbar II. Right, Akbar II, again a weak ruler. Meanwhile, Britishers have taken control. Britishers are dominating. This will build up, right? Na? We wanted to reach this point basically. Further story will anyway study. So I wanted to tell you what happened till 1761. Right, future story that is very simple. Sorry, very simple. On the way will build up. So yeah, so these two kings, Shah Alam we have discussed. Akbar. Akbar, you realize, in 1835, Britishers told him that from now onward, right now, this will be a titular authority. Right now, you will not be having real authority. There is nothing like Mughal power or something. Right now, he will lose authority, Akbar, right, from 1806 to 1837. Also, he is the one who gave Raja title to Ram Mohan Roy. He will give him this title that from today onwards, you are Raja Ram Mohan Roy. And then he will request Ram Mohan Roy, since you are going to Britain, can you ask Britain to increase my pension? What kind of Mughal emperor is this? Right, he will request for the more pension, increment in the pension. Right, 1835 when they will lose the coins as well. So yes, it is useless, powerless, yes, and it is of no use technically. Another one is Bahadur Shah, the last one. He is the one whose name we'll find in 1857 ka revolt. He will become face of the 1857 revolt. Right, na? So from here, from you can say Ali Gauhar or Shah Alam II. Anyway, we'll talk about him in Battle of Buxar and what happened after that. But yes, so basically we wanted to focus, till this point, what was the scenario till Battle of Panipat or 1760. This much could we understand. Battle of Plassey, they have not participated. Yeah, are we all aligned till this part, everyone? Yes, tomorrow we'll talk about Marathas. So basically, these are two major powers. One is declining, one is rising. So we have to understand these two powers. And with that, we will basically establish our Indian polity. Indian political scenario will establish. Yes. Again, I understand this is factual. It is not like you have to mug up the whole sequence. It should be on the fingertip and all. Not at all required. Right now, you just have to understand the context. Now you know few names. If there is some question from the story, you know how this happened. Now you know that. Right now, again, a quick summary. So we started from death of Aurangzeb, and we realized that Bahadur Shah took over after killing his two brothers. But was he very successful? No, he was Bekhabar. Right? This is Shah-e-Bekhabar. So we gave him this name of Shah-e-Bekhabar. So there is a later writer who calls him Shah-e-Bekhabar. Shah-e-Bekhabar. Ignorant king, or a king who is not aware about his kingdom. So Shah-e-Bekhabar. Right now, after that, after his death, his sons were fighting, and we saw Jahandar coming to power with the help of Zulfikar Khan. Thing to remember was Ijarah system, a new system we got to know. Jizya also he had abolished. Yes, this is another thing. Right now, then Farrukhsiyar with the help of Sayyid brothers took over. Right, and it is Sayyid brothers who are dominating. Right now, they killed Farrukhsiyar, then Rafi 1, Rafi 2, and then Muhammad Shah Rangila came to picture. Muhammad Shah Rangila with the help of Nizam al-Mulk, Sadat Khan, they killed Sayyid brothers. But we also realized that in this duration from 1719 to 1748, right, these states actually came out of India, came out of Mughal Empire. Hyderabad, Awadh, Bengal, Bihar, Orissa, etc. So he lost control. Yes. Also, Bajirao raided on him. Yes. Right. Another thing he faced was foreign invasion. Bahadur Shah invading. Right. And he could not stop. In fact, he was himself imprisoned. Battle of Karnal he had lost. Delhi was plundered. They lost Kohinoor, money, 70 CR, so many things. Even your Sadat Khan, he committed suicide. Now after that, so already it is shattered, right? Now the territorial climax what we have seen already shattered. Now it all only have to you only have to drag this, right? Now it has shattered in his reign only. So now you realize that the future kings, right, are they of any use? No, they only have this title ki haan, they are Mughal emperor, and that is the reason they are sitting on the throne. Otherwise, they are not leaders, they are not strong, they are not able to control anything. So we saw Ahmad Shah Bahadur. His name is Bahadur, but he is of no use. So her mother Udham Bai was actually ruling. Right now, he had given up and given the kingdom to Udham Bai. And then we saw Ahmad Shah Abdali invading multiple times. Ahmad Shah Abdali was given Punjab and Multan. Right now, they also did a treaty with Marathas ki haan, please help us, protect us. We also saw in his reign only Imadul Mulk came into picture. So maximum disaster or destruction happened under Muhammad Shah Rangila. Whatever was left was destroyed by his son Ahmad Shah Bahadur. Right, having a treaty with Marathas, having Imadul Mulk, giving Punjab and Multan. So these two, father and son, has actually destroyed everything. And then from somewhere, this Imadul Mulk, first of all, blinded him and deposed. And then from somewhere, he brought these kings Alamgir too. Right, Alamgir too, right, he was so weak that Abdali had to appoint one person, Najib, right, from Rohilkhand. So Najib, the Rohilla Sardar had to appointed to become a Mir Bakshi. Right, and then he was also killed by Imadul Mulk. Yes, a new person came in, Shah Jahan III. Right, and from we don't know where. So Shah Jahan III. Then he was also removed by Marathas and the others. And then came some Shah Alam too. Right, and this is a fugitive king. He basically keeps on running, mostly in Awadh. Right, and he's basically escaping from Imad. And then we saw that because of the intrigue of or the conspiracy of Najib, or the plan of Najib plus Ahmad Shabdali plus Awadh, all together defeated Marathas in Panipat battle. This is 1761. Yeah. Further, we'll talk about Battle of Buxar in detail. Yes, this is our story. We'll talk about Battle of Buxar, Shah Alam running and all. Later, we heard two more names, that is Akbar II and Bahadur Shah Zafar. Yeah. Now, so we have seen all the kings now. So yeah, so we are talking about decline of Mughals. Here we saw territorial climax. The major, nosedive we have seen in Ahmad Shah Rangila time only. And then further what we saw is under Shah Alam II, Battle of Buxar and all. And then this keeps on declining only. This is end, and highly something is left after this. The major is MSR. The major culprit, the main culprit is the Muhammad Shah Rangila. Other one is Shah Alam II. Right now they had longest reign and they destroyed everything. Yeah. Okay. So from here we realize that there is because there is a decline of Mughals, there is other regional aspirations. Other kingdoms are now rising. So there is regional aspiration. A lot of regional powers are rising, and for academic purpose, we can categorize them into successor states. Right, and the first category is the successor state. States like Awadh, Bengal, Hyderabad, which are virtually independent, which are not completely out of Mughals' claim, which are saying, yeah, we are still under Mughals only, but in reality, in practicality, they are not the part of Mughal Empire. Then there are some independent kingdoms which are never part of Mughal Empire. Right, for example, Mysore, Kerala, Rajput states. Right, now they were not under control of the Mughal Empire. So they are the independent states. Similarly, there are some states which are the new states and are now forming against the Mughal Empire. Like Marathas have created a new state. Sikh will create a new state. Jats have created a new state. Right now, so there are some new states as well. Yes. Yeah. So this is a timeline I have already posted in the colored version. I have already posted on the Telegram channel. So yes, so all the details and all are written here itself. If you want to remember or you have revised from this, you can. Maybe you cannot refer. You should not refer to the whole. You can say the content. Right. So now the reasons for decline. So this can be a main question. Why the Mughal Empire declined? Reasons behind the decline. So if somebody asks you in mains, reasons behind decline of Mughals, tell me. Let's brainstorm. What are the headings? What are the factors which are responsible for the decline of Mughals? Yeah. Think about this. Tell me the headings, right? Main factors. Finance, and because of that, next king was not able. Finances, and because of next king was not weak successors. Okay, correct. Right, तो definitely one element is weak successors. Weak successors. There was no rule of succession. This can also be said, or this can be ignored as well. Yeah, no rule for succession. They had to fight. External invasion is one of the reason. Yes, definitely. One of the reason is external invasion. Yeah. So first of all, think chronologically, right? And think chronologically and think about the priority. What is the most important point? Right. And so first of all, yes, weak successor. Leadership is the most important thing. Ki haan, the person in on the seat, on the throne, should be good enough to manage things. Right. And so haan, so this is the responsibility of the later Mughals, weak successor, to whom we are calling. So this is the responsibility of the later Mughals only. Ki haan, they should have taken control and made things better, but they could not. Right. And so yes. So one problem definitely is weak successor. Second, yes, no rule of succession and they were fighting. And the third is definitely think about Aurangzeb, what he had given to their successors. Right? Let's think about Aurangzeb. So if we think about Aurangzeb, he is also responsible. He had also not passed a very strong kingdom. Right? He is responsible for his religious policies. Right? There were rebels, religious policy and rebels. One issue. Second, because of him, there was decline in economy. Yeah. And here you can talk about the Jagirdari crisis. You can talk about nobles and zamindars. Oppressive revenue policy, right? Now you can talk about all that. So one important element is Aurangzeb himself, right? Now his policies. Another important element is, yes, another, again, think about the kingdom. Ki haan, weak successors were facing what? Right? Now faction in nobles. Nobles were basically capturing power. Yeah, है ना, मनसबदार्स were capturing power और जो है nobles were capturing power. This is one of the very important issue. Yes, कि हाँ, these nobles played the whole game. The weak successor, they were weak successor, and then this point was used by, or it was taken advantage by the nobles. So they used it. Yes, so this is another important thing कि हाँ, the nobles utilized it for their own personal benefit. Yeah, what else? Anything else you need to write? Collecting more taxes on all. Yes, oppressive policies. You can want, if you want to add. Yes, oppressive revenue policies. Ijarah system can be the example. Yeah. Anything else you want to add? Yeah. Invasions, Jagirdari system, different mindset of later Mughals. Yes, weak successor, it is covered. What else? Internal conflicts. Yes, faction in nobles and internal conflicts. Yes, you can keep it here itself. You can elaborate over here. What else? Religious intolerance and rebels. Yes, rebels. Yeah, very good. So, the one point definitely is regional aspirations. Here, regional kingdoms, since Marathas, the Mughals are declining, but this is being utilized by the regional kingdoms for their aspiration. For example, Marathas. Yeah, for example, what we have seen, Hyderabad, Bengal, Awadh. So there are regional kingdoms coming up. Yes, they are taking care of it, and that is the reason it is splitting up. So yes, so this is also the reason behind fragmented polity. Right, and if somebody says ki haan, by 1760, it is same as ki by 1760, why we had fragmented polity. If the question says ki haan, why you had fragmented polity, reasons behind fragmented polity. Are these almost the same reasons? Yes, definitely the scope changes, focus changes. We can add more things to it. But yes, more or less, these are also the reason behind. Also the reason behind fragmented polity. British invasion, yes, definitely. External invasion will include, because later on after 1760, Britishers become important. So it is Nadir Shah, then Ahmad Shah Abdali, and then later on British. They took the advantage. Yes, correct. Mansabdars became powerful. Nobles, faction in nobles, they became powerful. Yes, nobles and Mansabdars are same thing. So can we answer this? If something like this is asked in mains examination, does it require any factual information? Yeah, you can definitely give examples, but very prominent one: Nadir Shah, Ahmad Shah Abdali, British, Ratna Marathas, Hyderabad, Bengal, right? The prominent ones. Yeah, here you don't have to go into story. Ki Imad did this, right? Or Najibuddaulah did that. Right? Those stories are not important. Economic crisis here. Here we can include decline in economy. Economy you can take out as a separate point. Decline in economy in Aurangzeb and then in the later Mughal era. Yes. Understood. So that's what I'm saying. For prelims, maybe UPSC will go into some nitty-gritty and will ask some factual questions. But that is also there. You need to just recognize that something like that happened. How many of you don't recognize Imadul Mulk? Is there anyone who could not get who is Imadul Mulk? Matlab, who is Imadul Mulk? Not the background, who is son of whom? Right? Do you remember somebody like Imadul Mulk? What he did? Do you remember that? He killed whom? That is also not important. But do we recognize that there is a character Imadul Mulk? What type of character he is? Weak successors, can you give, now again, weak successor, can you give example of MSR? Possible? Ahmad Shah Bahadur or yeah, I don't think that any other example is important. If you want Shah Alam too as well. Yeah, Imadul Mulk. Do you remember or? Yes, it looks like, because we have studied a lot of things all together, right? But if I take a particular name, you know that person. For example, if I say Sayyid brothers, do you remember Sayyid brothers? Everybody remembers Sayyid brothers, right? If I say something like Imadul Mulk, Najibuddaulah, yes, you remember Najibuddaulah. Ahmad Shah Bahadur, yes, you remember Ahmad Shah Bahadur. So you will not be able to produce everything on the paper like you remember everything, right? And it's not on your fingertip, but it is not always required as well. If you can just recognize, that is good enough. Yeah, and to have faith, have confidence. It is not like you have to have everything on the fingertip. You just have to able to recognize. I have heard this story. I know this thing. Maybe 1 or 2 times you'll revise. Right now you'll read the notes, and then you will have better, you can say, control on it. Right, so just because it is long, it becomes overwhelming. It becomes like, sir, I don't know how to consume this. But you have already consumed, right? And you just sometimes don't appreciate the fact you have already consumed it, right? You already know that. So yes, so this we have discussed. Maybe you can give it a reading. War of Succession, Aurangzeb policy, weak successor, failure of Mughal economy, size of the empire and all, Jagirdari crisis, shifting allegiance of Zamindar, conflict among nobles, right, and a rise of regional aspirations, invasions, lack of scientific progress. Yes, this is also one of the point. There is no technological advancement, right? No discovery, no research, nothing. Yeah, okay. So we have seen this. Now there is one homework, right? Very short homework. Just go through. I've already introduced Sadat Khan Burhanul Mulk, right? So just give it a reading, right? Sadat Khan Burhanul Mulk, right? And he was sent to Awadh. He created independent kingdom. Just give it a reading, right? So that you know Awadh. Now there is a person Safdarjung, not important. Just give it a reading, right? Shujauddaulah is important. He will come back in our story in Battle of Buxar. He will talk about him. So just read about them. Hyderabad, I've already told you about Nizamul Mulk. So you have already seen him. That battle, which he has faced when he was attacked by this person, Muhammad Shah Rangila. So Muhammad Shah Rangila basically at that point sent Mubrez Khan, and Nizam defeated Mubrez Khan in the Battle of Shakar Kheda. So that battle is called as Shakar Kheda, Battle of Shakar Kheda. So Hyderabad, you already know, right? You read about them. Rohillas, the Rohilkhand I told you about Najibuddaulah. Yeah, but this kingdom was basically established by, this area was established by Daud Khan. So Daud Khan, basically they are Afghans. In the Aurangzeb's time they came and they established the Rohilkhand kingdom. So there is Daud Khan, Ali Muhammad, Najibuddaulah, rough understanding ki how this happened. Right, and similarly rough understanding of Bangash, right, and Bangash Khan. So in Farrukhsiyar and all, there is one more kingdom, Muhammad Khan Bangash. Right, and give it a reading. Similarly, Jats we have introduced, right, Chudaman, Badan Singh, Surajmal, give it a reading. Right, and so yes. So now tomorrow we'll talk about Marathas. And again we'll not go into all stories. Few things, rough understanding is good enough. UPSC will not target a story on a smaller kingdom. They will target a story on a bigger kingdom. So let's focus on the bigger kingdoms, right? And focus on the macro things. One we have solved, that is Mughals. Tomorrow we'll talk about Marathas. Yeah, the Marathas. Yeah, are we all aligned till this part, everyone? Every battle has to be remembered? No. Battle of Shakar Kheda, roughly between whom? Yes. Which year? That is also not important. And there are few battles only, right? And a very few battles which are important enough. Yeah. Now I'll take up doubts. Now I'm done with the discussion. Yeah. So those who want to drop off can drop off. Those who have doubts. Okay. Sir, strict and religious policy of Aurangzeb. Yes. Okay. MJ King. Good. Constant war. Okay, so very good. So there are some serious aspirants on YouTube as well. Good. MJ King and Ali Silva. No, okay. Akanksha Mandan. Okay, I'm studying history for the first time. It's a bit confusing. Again, see, as I told you, ki haan, we have just started, right? And we have to, establish characters first. We cannot directly go into the fight of Mughals and, or you can say Battle of Plassey. There is, Murshid Quli Khan. Why Murshid Quli Khan is there? Why Bengal is there? Why Bengal is not under the control of Mughals? So we have to choose a point from where we can comfortably build up on this, and then we know Bengal, we know Marathas, we know everyone, and let the fight happen. Right now, so before the fight, we need to know who is fighting. So yes, so right now we are building up the characters. Yes, we have to build up the characters. Who was last person? Also thinker king of Mughals. Thinker king is of course Akbar. Right now, last powerful is Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb is still powerful. है ना जो है yes, there are some fault lines, there are some weakness, but still Aurangzeb was powerful. Yeah. Durrani. Why Abdali? हाँ, तो he's basically Abdali and Durrani both. Right now, तो Ahmad Shah Abdali or Ahmad Shah Durrani. It is also the Afghan kingdom is also called a Durrani Empire. Both are same. Adrija. So context is easy, but how to write mains answer? So what we have discussed is technically a mains answer. Right, and a mains answer is nothing else but the context, right? So now think again about this, right? It's in our mind only. Ki haan, now think about this. If I ask you to write a paragraph on weak successors, now this is the just heading, it is just heading. Are will we be able to expand weak successors? Can we elaborate on weak successors? If I tell you Aurangzeb, decline in economy and Jagirdari crisis, can you elaborate on Jagirdari crisis? How this Jagirdari crisis was happening? Yeah. Now, Ansh is asking, sir, I understand, but when I see a mains question, I'm doubtful whether I'll be able to address it. Right? Na? Again. You will be doubtful till you don't address it. Start addressing it. So now we have not reached that point, but yes, you can still write this answer. Take it as a question. Question is very simple question. What are the reasons behind the decline of Mughals? Right? Can you write this whole answer? These are headings, but you know the content of the heading as well. You can elaborate. There is nothing rocket science in this, right? And don't think of a point. We all have written answer till now, right? And you also have written answer in school, in college, right? And everywhere. So it is not like you have never ever written an answer. So do not think like for UPSC you need something else, right? You need to write answer only. Right, there is no other science or something. Yes, there are some technicalities and all, but that is something when you start writing, you can bring those technicalities. Right now, start answering as you answered in your school, in your college, or in wherever you were studying. So you can still write this answer. What are the reasons behind decline of Mughals? Yes, you can elaborate and write this as an answer. Until you don't do this, you will keep on having these doubts. Ki sir, is this enough for mains? Or will I be able to do it or not? Till you actually break this and start writing, you will be always under doubts. How many words you can write in 250 words? Yeah, if you're looking for more content, first of all, my suggestion is to go and write this answer. What are the reasons behind decline of Mughals? Right, very simple question, straightforward question. Write this answer. Right, and then after writing answer, you can again read it. Right, and what all things are there. Give it a reading. Right, then compare with your answer. Did I miss something? Did I elaborate well? Yes, that's how you will grow. No, you'll have to elaborate on this, no? Jagirdari crisis. We have discussed this. Right, what is Jagirdari crisis? How it is happening? You'll have to elaborate, you'll have to write a line on this, what is exactly Jagirdari crisis. You don't have to just give headings. Headings is, we have discussed, we know this, we can elaborate. Yeah, okay. So now let's come to the batch doubts. Sadat Khan and Nizamul Mulk killed Sayyid brothers, so why they both were worked under? Both were worked under MSR. Now again, there is one question which comes to mind. Ki sir, there is a noble and there is a king. If noble kills king, right, like Sayyid brothers killed Farrukhsiyar. Why sir Sayyid brothers did not become king themselves? Right, logical question. This comes to mind. Why they themselves are not becoming the king? Right, this comes to our mind. Now think about this. Now suppose Sayyid brothers decided to become king. Sayyid bro. The other nobles who see that this noble, is a king, don't you think that they will revolt because this happened? Why? Why? The thing is legitimacy. Is this a legitimate ruler? The question arises that is this a legitimate ruler? Everybody, not only these nobles, but everybody who is under Mughals, be it Rajput, be it Marathas, be it anyone, right? Anybody in India will stop to जो है river Mughals or basically believe कि हाँ they are under Mughals once Sayyid brothers take over, because it's not a legitimate rule. Legitimacy comes by blood. If the person has Mughal blood and sitting on the throne, that then all the nobles will accept that yes, it's a Mughal blood, he is sitting on the throne. So you can never ever remove a king and become a king yourself. It is very very tough to succeed, right? Now because others will not support you, but if it's a Mughal blood, then it's fine. Yeah. So other nobles, other kings will never ever support this. If a noble kills the king, and because they all have the same claim, no, right? Why you? I also am also noble. You have army, I also have army. They all have army. So then let's fight, man. Right? So because of the legitimacy, they don't have the legitimate right over the throne. They can't sit on the throne. Right? Only a person with Mughal blood, right? So that blood, blue blood. It says the person has blue blood. So that blue blood is very, very important. Yeah. Okay. So I hope. So this was from Sonam from Pinnacle 1.0. Now let's come to Pinnacle 2.0. Pinnacle 2.0. There are two doubts. What is jizya system? Jizya system, I think we have already addressed. Sir, jizya was there at times of Akbar as well. So it started at times of Jahandar Shah. No. It was there in the times of Delhi Sultanate from 1200, right now. So from you can say 2-3 centuries before, this jizya was there. Akbar removed jizya, and Akbar was the one in very early in his reign. He removed jizya, saying ki this is a very discriminatory tax because it discriminates as per the religion. So I don't want people to give jizya. So he removed it, not like ki he started it. Okay, so this is done. Pinnacle 3.0. There are some doubts in Pinnacle as well. What is Deccan policy? Deccan policy is Deccan policy of, so this area is Deccan, right? So Deccan area, right? This is Deccan area. I'm not sure if you know this, right? Not Deccan. So the policy which Aurangzeb had for Deccan, right? How to control the kingdoms of Bijapur and Golconda. Here he had Golconda. And here he had Bijapur. These two kingdoms were a bit notorious against him. And then there were Marathas. So it was about, the discussion was about his policy. We have not discussed it, by the way. Right now we have not studied the Deccan policy of Aurangzeb, because again it is in medieval India. Right now it is part of medieval, right? Not over here. Can this also happen that no one wants to take the responsibility of a dying kingdom? No, that is not the case. Right? If I have a chance of becoming a Mughal emperor, right? I will not care whether it is dying or not. Right? Because that's a chance to become an emperor. So that cannot be the case. It's a dying kingdom. Right? Me, the noble. Right? Why the noble should care about the throne? Right? If the noble has a chance to become the king, he will. Right? But they will not, because they know they can't survive. Sir, should we draw or remember the map of separation? Map of separation. This will help you. Suppose you are talking about the, let's say, fragmented polity. You don't have to accurately draw it, right? And I'm not drawing accurate maps, but roughly we can draw. There is Awadh, we can label Awadh, Marathas, or Hyderabad, something. Roughly you can label. That will give an impression to the examiner that you have understanding of this concept. Sir, what Nizam-ul-Mulk actually wanted, because he was establishing and removing kings in a very short span. Nizam-ul-Mulk only killed Sayyid brothers, not anyone, right? He has not removed anyone else. So you got confused with Sayyid brothers. So Sayyid brothers, what actually wanted? They wanted control. Whosoever is the king, we want control, we want to rule under the name of some Mughal king. So some Mughal prince has to sit on the throne. On his behalf, we will keep on ruling and we will have full control. One brother is Mir Bakshi, one brother is Wazir, and they will fully control the Mughal empire. Yeah, Shubham, I guess this was your question. Yeah. Are Zamindari crisis and Ijara same? No. Zamindari, they are similar. They are similar because both are about oppression of the peasants. But Zamindari crisis is more about, not Zamindari, Jagirdari crisis. Jagirdari crisis is more about inflated Jagir. That you have been told that this particular Jagir holds more money. Right, it's an inflated Jagir, right? And you don't have more Jagir to basically give promotion and all. That is Jagirdari crisis. But Ijara system is about ki haan, you have sold the area for better revenue, not sold exactly, auctioned the revenue assignment. Ki haan, whosoever can collect more revenue can bring revenue from here. So they have similar effect, but not the same thing. Wiki, है ना? So yes, you are right कि हाँ, effect is similar, but not the same thing actually. Sir, you mentioned pensions. Why were a British government pensions to Akbar II? Did they capture Mughals? Yes, that's the question, correct? Yes, they defeated Mughals in 1764. That is Battle of Buxar. This Shah Alam fugitive, right, and a Bhagoda king, right, and he got defeated. So we'll talk about this tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. When we'll talk about Battle of Buxar then. Okay, so I hope it's all clear. So let's meet again tomorrow. We'll continue from here. We'll talk about how long did you take classes in general? Generally 2.5 hours. Right, and so yes, building up stories, telling you stories and all, then doubt discussion. So generally 2.5 hours. So keep this buffer, right? And 2.5 hours will continue. I'll try to minimize this, but yes, it takes time, right? Yeah, okay. So we'll meet again tomorrow. Please do study. And this was the last class on YouTube. So best of luck, guys. Right, and I'll meet you again on the YouTube session, in the YouTube sessions and all. Yeah, I've done Sankalp. Is this same and Sarmees model will be same? Yes, same as Sankalp only. Yeah, target 007. It is going to be same what I have taught in Sankalp. And also yes. Yeah. Okay, guys. Bye bye. Take care. Good day. Good night.